Oh, yeah.
Welcome to the LeafCast, a first-time reader show based on the epic fantasy series The Wheel of Time by Robert Jordan. My name is Ryan, and I am currently hiding my true height.
And I am Ryan's brother Dan, and I let tears flow. Oh, ye people of the world, weep for your salvation.
And
this is the LeafCast, and we are the way of the leaf.
And this is episode 24. That's right. Season 2, episode 1, 24 in total.
Oh,
like we are like out of college, or maybe we're just like in our senior year in college. We're wondering what we're going to do with our lives right now. Maybe we have some credit card debt.
Yeah, we're telling the book one people now. We're like, oh, do you know where the secret elevator is? Yeah, if you go around past the outside of the building, there's a secret elevator, and we all snicker. Hee, there's no secret elevator, you dummies.
But
sophomore pranks.
But maybe there is.
Maybe there is. I don't know.
All right, hey everybody! It is so amazing to see you, Brother Dan. It's good to see the digital audience that is present. I know they're there. I feel it in my gonads.
Wait,
I
you
feel
were
it on
you
my
were able to
chest.
recognize me?
You're Super Dan.
I was well. All right, so Clark Kent wore glasses, but he was Superman, and I'm like, well, forget it. I'm just gonna wear glasses and be Superman, and no one will know that it's actually Brother Dan Favett. See,
Wait,
flawless.
okay. So, Brother Dan, try again. I'm going to kick you out. I want you to take the glasses off, and let's try again.
Hey, Ryan, it's good to see you.
Oh my
Hey,
God.
man, it's been a long time.
It's
Been a
the-
long
it's-
time. Been a
it's the
long,
Man of Steel
lonely time.
Oh,
Oh, hold on,
Superman.
My friend's here. Did you see my friend here? Hold on.
I'm so confused.
What up?
right now.
What up,
Brother Dan, you're here. I'm so
Nope,
confused.
nope. All right, now it's me. Now, yeah,
It's
now it's me.
Superman.
It's me. You were right all along.
I was gonna sing the Superman song, but I thought we might get copyright stricken. All right,
I think
guys.
you're about to do Batman. I heard dun 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 dun, and I'm like, oh, that Batman.
All right. No. Let's. You do. Whoa, no.
Whoa, that was the Superman moment. Is it a bird? It's a plane. It's a falling camera.
All right, Brother Dan, you do Superman and I'll do Batman, and I think it's going to be a good mashup. At the start of 1, 2, 3, 4.
Superman, he is so great.
Wait, what are you doing?
He jumps super high.
What are you doing?
I don't know the super. I know the Spider-Man song. I can do the Spider-Man song.
No, that's Star
Wars. Here's Spider-Man. Remember Spider-Man? Spider-Man does whatever a spider can. Spins a web any size, catches thieves just like flies. Look out! Here comes the Spider-Man.
Oh goodness, Dan, let's get to the guests.
Okay, you're right. All right, guys, season 2 doesn't mean that things always have to change, but yeah, we do have a change. But first, let's bring in what it has not changed. Guys, you all know him, you all love him. It's 2021. He's still here. So, ladies and gentlemen at home, quietly applaud for our first-time reader named Todd. Oh, Todd, you reading, dog? You? Are you reading the Bible?
Hello.
James?
Dan.
Hello. Happy New Year. Bueno nuevo año.
Happy New Year, Leafers.
Yes, my man. How are you?
Do you feel like a
look
leafer?
good.
Dude, I feel like a Leafer.
Good. Yeah.
I'm super stoked too. I got this hardback book now, like hardcover.
Ooh.
I've come up in the world.
Ooh. Very sexy.
Dude, I love
He
it.
even took the dust jacket off so it doesn't get wrinkled. Nice.
No, I took the dust jacket off. I'm just not into that cover.
Well, we can talk about the cover if you like before we get into it. But before we do that, hey, guys, you want to know something? You want to know something? We today and hopefully
I want to
coming
know something.
forward, we have another person joining us on this journey of first time reader. We have someone who's rushed through the Eye of the World. He just finished the prologue in chapter 1 today.
Yes.
So people at home, pour a drink or roll a spliff. Here's our first time reader named Claire.
Yeah.
Oh, hey guys.
Man, I'm never read that.
This is for my other show I'm on, where I'm reading a bunch of books. So
Well, put that.
just
it's fine.
kidding.
Put that YA across aside.
Frank Herbert rules.
Yes. Not to talk crap. Hello, Cliff. Everyone, Cliff. Yay!
Cliff.
Hey, hello.
Welcome, Cliff.
Hey, Todd.
All right.
How are you?
We're doing great, but let's save the niceties and bring in our last guest. I don't think we need to give a bumper. We're going to bring her in right now. She's agreed to join at the very last second because we have an extended edition of Pronounce This, and she is the all-star Pronounce This expert. Let's bring in Chancey, ladies and gentlemen.
What up?
We have such little
reading. Sorry.
So, anytime Chancey is on the couch, she has Shadow Rising. In the bathroom, she has book 10.
Oh, I think it's adorable that you're reading when you can just plug in that little USB and just upload it all.
Well, that's no fun.
All right, and everybody, let's give a round of applause to our friend Rob, who's in the background giving us production assistance.
Thank you, Rob. But it takes a village.
He looks more Trolloc than human today, and he's agreed to just stay away.
Like I said, it does take a village, and if you look behind us, we do have the talents of Tree Hugger, who has drawn this beautiful background. Tree Hugger. Yeah, it's Tree Plum Hugger.
No, is that how you do the X? That's really amazing. Tree Hugger.
It's Danish.
Oh yeah.
Now I want Danish.
So yeah, this is the beauty background. And guys, what up?
Yeah.
We have quite the screen here. I'm feeling proud, Ryan.
I'm feeling
this is great. Look at this. We have an empire now. There's 5 of us here.
We have a quorum.
Very symmetrical on screen.
Yeah, it looks good.
I think we got good. We're exhibiting good head discipline, I like to call it.
We got a cat. We got everything. We got a dog behind.
We got it all.
Todd. We got it all.
We got beer. It's great.
And we have wine.
Sure.
So everybody, we are so happy to have Cliff join this show.
Indeed.
And this has been a long time coming. Cliff is an old friend of mine, and he goes back to the days of certain bands that we used to watch together, and he'd come watch my band, and I'd come hang out at his house and partake of certain things we won't talk about on YouTube, but Cliff and I go way, way, way back. And I want Cliff to take maybe 1 to 10 minutes to tell us everything about yourself from birth to the present moment. Starting
life
now.
Story.
Okay.
Life
Story. Let's see. Starting from
when you met Ryan.
Starting from today, going backwards. I've currently recovered from COVID.
Well done. You did it.
I made it.
You did it. A natural immunity.
We won that battle.
Ryan, proving it's all a myth.
How long did it take for you to recover?
It took 2 weeks, like
Jesus.
to the day, 14 days. I'm still a little bit. I have a little cough, but other than that, I'm back to normal.
Oh, wow.
But it was kind of crazy because I really couldn't read. Like I was trying to power through Eye of the World, and I was so sick that I couldn't even focus on a book. So that was a real shame. But that's not terribly entertaining to think about. So we'll move past that. But
I'm glad you're feeling better, man.
Yeah, no, I'm feeling great. This has been a long time coming, and it's exciting. And back in the day, like probably about, could it be 20 years ago, that Ryan turned me on to the book, to the Eye of the World. And he goes, "You got to check this book out. It's amazing." So I get the book. I couldn't make it through the book. I read about 200 pages. I think the Gleeman entered the story, and I said, "What is going on?" I couldn't quite get into it.
Nope.
And here I
Pretentious
am.
asshole.
Here I am, 20 years later. I finished it, and it's fantastic. So that's pretty much it. I mean, there's a lot of other details that are really boring about my life, but this is currently the most exciting thing going on anywhere.
Tell me more.
All right, and real quickly, you have a history in writing, right?
Yes. Yes. So I have a background in writing. That's what was I studied in Santa Cruz, and I've worked in TV for years. And just a lover of writing and a lover of books. And it's interesting reading a book where the story is more important in a way than like the prose itself, because I'm like an experimental, like modernist guy. That's where I'm coming from, where you don't know what the hell is going on in the story, but it's all about the actual style. Here, it's all about the story through a clear, it's very clearly written. So at least event to event. I don't quite know what's going on in the like lore of the story, and I'm very confused as to many different aspects. But
welcome to the Robert Jordan world.
Yeah. So, but yeah, my background is definitely writing, and it's going to be interesting to see how this unfolds.
Excellent.
I can't wait, and we have to inaugurate you real quickly in the world. One of our favorite things to do is this. Oh, whoop! No, that's the wrong song. Just kidding. I do have some background music. I think Todd's going to appreciate this. This is our new background music for the entire season.
Is that Dave Trumper?
No, there's a Todd's band. It looks like a black hole.
Oh, really?
Let me know what's going on in the comments. Should I turn it up? Should I turn it down? I'm going to play for a little bit. This is our new experimental background music. I have an exact 2-hour track I made of you guys. All right, so
awesome.
But here's our segment.
We're listening to this for 2 hours now.
Oh, get ready. Get ready. Repetition.
It'll fly by.
All right,
we're here for you.
Cliff, are you ready? Are you ready?
Cliff, are you ready? Are you ready? It's yes or no. Come on, buddy. You ready?
No. Cliff, Jesus Christ. All right.
Has anyone ever read
Cliff.
Yeah,
ready.
All right, Cliff. Pronounce this.
Ishmael.
All right. Shantzny. Pronounce this.
Ishmael.
Ishmael.
All right.
There you
Cliff.
go. Hey.
Pronounce this.
Al-Akir and his queen Eliana.
Ooh, nice.
Okay. Shantzny.
Al-Akir and his queen Eliana.
Contest, or am I
very nice?
Am I being
Cliff? Pronounce this.
L'Oreal.
Yes. All right. Chancellor.
Pert Plus.
No.
Pronounce Chancellor.
Royale.
Oh, okay. Like with cheese, right? All right. Cliff. Pronounce this.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
yes!
Ryan, you got one on your team. You got one on your team. Yep.
Aes Sedai.
Aes Sedai.
All right. I am Team Aes Sedai.
Aes Sedai.
Cliff.
Sedai.
Pronounce this.
Nynaeve.
My favorite.
All right. Chastity.
Todd, pronounce this.
Yeah, what?
Yeah.
The naive.
I can't get over it, dude. I can never get
love
this
it.
word.
It's like from a foreign land we've never heard of before. All right, Chastity, pronounce this.
Nynaeve.
All right.
There we go.
That's the way it is. Damn it.
Pronounce
Moraine Damordred.
All right.
Ooh, I like that little
Chastity.
accent he's got on there.
I know.
Moraine Damordred.
Damodred.
Mario and Luigi. Pronounce this.
Guys, no
Mario
one
and
really knows this, but every headcanon Cliff has a great accent. So this is not special for him. All right, Cliff, pronounce this.
Pronounce this.
Tom Merain.
You should hear Cliff.
Ooh.
Cliff goes through menu items, and it's just a nonstop like butter, three ounces of butter, and some. He reads. I want some thyme. All right.
Did you guys see that tornado?
All right, let's go faster. Cliff.
Karin.
All right. Todd.
Karin.
Chastity.
Kyrian.
Okay. Okay. It's not
Damn it.
Karin.
That's what it is.
I still get Karin. All right. Todd. Cliff. Pronounce this.
Wow.
Whoa, nice.
Nice.
A little Hebrew in there.
Chastity.
Tongue danced on that one.
Neardral.
Nice. Okay. Pronounce this.
What's this?
Cliff.
Luz Theron Tilamon.
Todd.
Telamon?
Todd. I like it.
Lose Theron Telamon.
I just like it was how you say lose. All right, Chastity. Correct everybody.
Luz Theron Telamon.
Ah, beautiful.
Okay, sometimes you win and sometimes you lose there and tell them.
Luigi.
Let's go.
Mario teacher typing.
Cliff, let's go.
Luigi, pronounce this.
Pronounce this.
Iliena Therin Moele.
He's really digging into that.
Yeah,
all right.
That's a good one.
Todd.
Pronounce it.
Eleni Theron Morelle.
Nice.
Eleni?
Like I ordered that last night. All right, so and Chastity.
Iliena Theron Morel.
Morella. All right, it's not as hard as you guys think.
We're going Morella hunting in March and April.
Good Cliff. Pronounce this.
What's this?
Baal Zaman.
Nice.
Ooh, I like, yeah.
All right,
like
Chastity.
Baal Zaman.
All right, and then we're going through them fast. Cliff.
Elan Morin Terdronae.
I think you pulled a muscle.
That speed bump. Yeah, that was a good speed bump in the middle of the word.
Yeah.
All right.
Tear jumped in front of you.
Chastity.
Elan Morin Tedronai.
Ted and I. All right. We are the way of the leaf. And we are
fantastic.
Well done. You passed, Cliff. Ryan, do we want to do 5 questions right now or do we want to wait?
Let's wait.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to have a whole nother segment after this. Let's wait.
Okay.
Sure.
Beautiful. So, yeah, the plan is that we're going to do our typical first-time reader segment called the LeafCast. And we have now 2 first-time readers. They're going to interact. They're going to battle. We're going to put them in a jar. We're going to shake it. And we're going to see if they're going to fight. We're going to see if they're going to make love. Hopefully, they do both. Hopefully, it's indistinguishable from one another. And then after this, we're going to take a 10-minute break. And then we are going to return and do an extended first-time reader segment. We were going to dive into the Eye of the World with the inimitable Todd and the newly inimitable Cliff.
Newly inimitable.
Get your questions ready. Think about the entire first book. We're going to dive into that. We're going to get all of Cliff's predictions. We're going to speed read along with him to the very end. But here we go. Prologue, book 2. Prologue, Brother Dan.
Well, my man, we actually, before we have the prologue, we actually have a prediction. So, well, I don't know if it's a prediction per se, but it reads as such. It's from the Carthian Cycle, the Prophecies of the Dragon. Did you guys pick up anything that you wanted to talk about as far as like this goes? It's pretty bold, grim stuff. That's kind of thrown.
I mean, I was just wondering when this from what is this written before? Is this written after? Is this before the events? Is this thousands?
Dude,
What is
this
the
is in the
chronology?
year. This is in the year of grace of 231, bro. No,
Yeah,
just
but
kidding.
like, what does
Yeah,
that mean?
yeah.
What the hell does that mean?
I don't know.
Yeah, is this is a prophecy from before the Eye of the World? I assume.
What we
Correct?
do, what we can at least glean
Oh,
is
yeah.
that it is from the Third Age, and we learn from the first chapter in the next book that an age called the Third Age by some, an age long past, an age yet to come, or something along those lines. That this is referred to as the Third Age, where we are reading now. So it is at least that, but that's pretty much all we know from this as of right now. Although I do think that in the Eye of the World, Tom may have mentioned this this Carethian cycle as something that he performed.
I mean, one thing that I can't help but wonder is if the breaking of the world, the male guy unleashes the power and it breaks the world open and it's a big disaster, and then a new age comes. I mean, that is an inevitable thing. So it's really not bad, quote, right? Because this is what happens in the wheel. So I'm just thinking, is this part of the thematic framework that, these things happen and they're not necessarily good or bad or evil, or, they're just inimitable.
That's a very good point. Based on this little prophecy bit, though, it is pretty grim.
Yes.
And we do hear that there's ages that end in fire, ages that when Tom was talking about it to the boys in the Two Rivers, he kind of mentioned that he had stories about ages that all kinds of ages and different endings per se. And
ages that ended when you put the fork in the microwave.
Ages that ended with Devo.
Ages that ended with corporate takeovers.
Ages when you start chewing on aluminum foil and your brain,
right?
Yeah.
But this does end with "Let tears flow, O ye people of the world, weep for your salvation," and it is translated. It's translated, so I don't know exactly when it happened per se. The years right now are not defined.
Does Chancey know?
Yeah, that was my question. Yeah, what is the year in this new era that we're in? The story is in.
I don't know if it's really defined right now.
Oh,
well, I mean, there's an answer in the chat. All right, brother Dan, there's an answer in the chat. Should we just post it? I think.
Yeah, sure.
All right. Dana Lou says it's 768 years before the Great Hunt starts.
That's not the current year, though.
That's not the current year, though.
What is this in reference to? Is this just a random? Are you guys having a side discussion?
Well, I mean, to your credit, we don't know when this meeting happened in the Great Hunt. We don't know time-wise if it was before we don't know when it happened.
98 was a great year. 98 was a great year.
Because chronologically in the book it happened. It is coming out of nowhere. And let's just go ahead and jump into it. Is there anything that else we want to talk about?
Well, I want to talk about how people need to press the like and subscribe button, because we got more people watching than we got likes.
It's in the cycle. It's in the Carethian cycle. It says that, and so ye shall smash like and hit subscribe. But more than that,
be sure to smash our like button and subscribe to our channel.
But more than that, there's a little bell. You hit the little bell, and then it says all notifications. Then the dragon will come and weep for your salvation, bitches. I think that's what it's near the middle.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's it. Well, that's when you look that up in Urban Dictionary.
Urban
Watchionary.
Yeah, it's in the cycle. It's not me.
Watchionary.
You're in your cycle, brother?
Yeah.
That's interesting. How do you feel? Do you
I
need
feel
Advil?
great. No, I feel great.
Are you
I
bloated? Your eyebrows look bloated.
I feel heightened. I feel electric. I feel alive. What are you talking about?
This is the way.
Your eyebrows look bloated.
You guys know what I'm talking about, right? My eyebrows are bloated. Yeah, because well, thanks. We had a nice 2 weeks off. I ate a lot of Christmas knickknacks and dooleywads, and yeah, my eyebrows put on a couple pounds. You know,
your eyebrows look really relaxed right now.
Yeah, they've been couch dwelling for a bit.
I want to milk them.
You're body shaming my brows, bro.
Don't brow shame.
Beautiful.
I'm brow shaming. I'm sorry. You're right.
Body shame my brow, bro. All right, guys. The prologue is called "In the Shadow." It has the iconic, the prologue. It has the iconic little snake twined around the seven-spoked wheel, and it starts as pretty similar to how the last book started. And you may see a recurring theme as we come across these books that I guess that's chapter 1 though. Sorry, prologue starts with a man called Bors.
The man who calls himself Bors.
Right, man called himself Bors. Correct. Thank you for the correction. Is important. The man who calls himself Bors is in some kind of creepy place. You guys, let's talk about this place for a little bit.
Dude, yeah, this place it's very paranoid. It's kind of like it reminds me of Dark Friends, like a gathering, like a mixer. It's like a mixer.
A networking event.
Yeah.
But they are socially distancing, I believe they are.
Honey, are you gonna be home for dinner? I got this thing after work.
Yeah, they're masked. And they're all masked.
They're all masked. It's like a 2020 prophetic dance party on Zoom.
They are socially distanced. They are masked. This works well. Yeah, nice. And their entertainment are like holograms. All right, so he finds himself in a chamber. There's a fireplace. It's roaring but cold. It's this. I guess it's a palace or a castle, but he can't really tell. Servants are kind of going around, and he kind of starts scoping out some of the people around him. He's like Bors, Sherlock Bors, and he got. What? Yeah, totally. And he starts identifying some of the people by some of their garments or the way they hold themselves. He sees someone that he knows must be from Ilion of the noble blood. He sees, he sees a Shineran who seems to be like a soldier. He sees someone who's from Eridomon, based on how she's dressed. He's kind of identifying these things. He sees, quote, merchant and warrior, commoner and noble from Kandor and Carnahine, Saldea and Gildon.
Where, Dan?
Saldea.
Carnahine?
Kandor.
I thought you said Carnahine.
Carnivore.
From every nation and nearly every people. So he even saw a tinker, and he's like, "Fuck them."
Dude, I was so bummed that a tink was there.
I know.
Not a tink.
He's like, no.
Is that? And if they're a young tink, are they a twink?
We see a high lorded seer. We see a high officer from Andor and Queensguard. We're seeing there's some people that are kind of higher up in some of these societies, it seems, and he's kind of picking them all out.
Doesn't he see like an Aes Sedai there too?
He sees two.
Yeah. That oh man, that blew me away. I was like, no, oh my god.
And
so those are like black Ajas or something? Are they black Ajas? Is that what black Ajas are?
Well, they would have to be if they're there, wouldn't they?
If they're there. obvious, right?
Well, as of right now, Black Aja is still considered a myth or a dark
Black
rumor.
Aja. Yeah.
But we do. This would somewhat. I would agree with you that this is probably confirmation that there is at least 2 Aes Sedai that are associated with the Dark One.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Sinister.
There's a sea folk, a tinker, someone from the High Lord of Tyr, someone in the Andorran Queen's Guard. We got some high people that have probably infiltrated a little bit into this. So we have the man who calls himself Bors there as well.
Mm-hmm.
As he's checking them out, suddenly there's a big bong.
A big bong? Where?
Big bong.
Wait, what?
And he's like, oh. Got to get off, brother. There's a big bong. Boom. Everyone stops talking. Some are mingling, some aren't. And then doors open, and 2 Trollocs come in looking all docile and servile and scraping around. A Mirdraw follows him. Boom. And just stares at him. Doesn't say anything. Big entrance, just stares. To
Now,
where, like, huh?
I was surprised. I thought the half man, he just had no eyes, but his head is like an egg. Did you guys notice that description? It said the face like an egg, and
Correct.
That changed my whole perception. Like, that's a little less scary than like a man with like holes for eyes. Like, if he's just a Humpty Dumpty, like I'm not super scared.
You're like, not scared, yeah.
He's holding his hood down and it's just an egg. I mean,
So, you feel like you just like crack him with like a little spoon. You stick a spoon to his face and crack it.
I just found that description surprising.
Well, think in my head canon, I have like, you know how Voldemort looks in like the first Harry Potter?
Yeah.
Just make it Voldemort, but just take away the eyes. But when they look at you, it's just super grody and makes fear. It's like the stare is fear.
Yeah.
The look of the eyeless is fear.
Yeah, I think they are pretty scary looking.
Yeah, I mean, I do too,
Totally
but
gross.
that description threw me. It was like his egg-like face. I was like, well,
All right,
okay.
guys. Well, let's check out this question in chat. Do Todd or Cliff have any guesses as to who the man that calls himself Bors is?
So initially, at this point, I didn't know who this man was. I mean, obviously, like at the end of the chapter, I kind of figured it out, or like what he is, but at this point, I have no idea.
Well, go ahead. No, go ahead. We're talking about. We can talk about it. Go. So, what did you glean from who the man who calls himself Bors is?
I mean,
Like initially?
No. Throughout
No.
as of right now, what is the most knowledge you have right now?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, he's a white cloak. It seems to be, and he has good deeds that he's going to go back to doing. And I was thinking back to all the white cloaks that we've met in the Eye of the World. And I was thinking like or what was that guy's name?
Child Buyer?
The dude who was like torturing
Bornhold. Or Bornhold's son. Right?
Child?
There was Child Buyer. There was Child Buyer.
Cornholio.
But it was the first guy. It was the
Colonel
first
Bornhold.
white cloak. It was the white cloak that Rand faced in Baleron.
Oh yeah, when they did that prank.
They pranked him, and they totally wasn't that Bornhold's son or something like that.
Dane Bornhold.
Buyer.
Jared
Is that what his name was?
Might
No,
be.
his
I'm
name is
not sure.
Child Buyer, and so you probably thought it was his son, but he goes by Child Buyer.
Oh, is that what it is? Okay.
Yeah, which is way creepy and like pedo stuff.
Yeah, it's like
Child
buy
Buyer.
children.
And then he goes to Daddy Seller, and they I don't know. Sorry.
Yeah, there was nowhere to go with that.
Yeah,
I found a dark cul-de-sac. I'm like,
Exit stage left even.
that's dangerous.
So So I was thinking it was like one of the White Cloaks we've already met, but maybe it's not a White Cloak that we met in the story yet. So,
okay, we do see that this particular person does react to Perrin's yellow eyes without a sense of recognition.
That's true.
Very true. Yeah.
He goes, "Yellow eyes, holy moly," or "fuck,"
He's very
or
puzzled.
"fuck," or whatever he does. He's like, "Oh,
Blood and
wow.
ashes.
Yeah, damn." And he doesn't be like, "Oh, snap, I know that kid."
Yeah.
Right.
So that wasn't that guy.
So or this was at a different time. You know, it's hard to say as of right now.
Ooh, I didn't think about that. Oh man.
Yeah,
Interesting that he's wearing all black, you know, as his disguise, and then, or is everybody disguised, or did he choose to wear the all black, and then he's really a white cloak, which is he really a black in his soul, or you know?
Well,
Yeah,
I
he's
think
got a white.
say anyone there is black in their soul.
That's true.
Right.
like Morrissey, they wear black on the outside because black is how they feel on the inside.
True.
So
I
true.
wear black on the outside because black is how I feel on the inside.
I mean, Morrissey is almost certainly a dark friend.
Oh, okay, all right, go on.
That's it. Hard stop.
Hard stop.
Hard stop. Hard stop.
Was Morrissey at this meeting?
I like that term.
That's the
hard
end of The
stop.
Sopranos.
Yeah, I just don't want to talk about it anymore.
Boom.
Yeah,
I like this hard stop term. That's great. I'm gonna remember that one.
Yeah. Use it around the house. Yeah. 5 times in the household, you gets the man kicked out. Get kicked to the couch.
You hit the kid. All right, so the Mirrodol comes in. Mirrodol just stares them all down. The man who calls himself Boris is like, "Just speak already. This is a drag." And he's like, "Your master comes. Kneel, get on your bellies, you dirty worms," or whatever. And the Trollocs are freaking out. And in floats a dude who says, "Call me Balsamon. I've been known by many names, but I am scary." But as soon as he comes in, they start doing like this chant or like an oath or something.
Right.
I'll go ahead and read it if you'd like, but I'd like to talk a tiny bit about that. So it says, quote, "The great Lord of the Dark is my master. Most heartily do I serve him to the last shred of my very soul." I could actually do this by heart, but I'll read it.
Damn.
Oh yeah. Oh. Yeah, reading it is more impressive, Dan.
Lo, my master, a death master. Asking nothing do I serve against the day of his coming. Yet do I serve in the sure and certain hope of life everlasting. Quote, quote, quote. "Surely the faithful shall be exalted in the land, exalted above the unbelievers, exalted above thrones. Yet do I serve humbly against the day of his return. Swift come the day of return, swift come the great Lord of the Dark to guide us and rule the world forever and ever."
Brutal.
Bam. He
So
calls it a
brutal.
creed. He finishes panting, and everyone else is panting. They're like, "Oh Jesus, that took a lot out of me." Any thoughts on this creed? What do you think they were doing?
Yeah, it was like their oath to the Dark One, I guess, or like an oath or a swearing. And I like how Boris has this other oath coming in. He's like, no. He tries to like keep it away, and I guess it's his like white cloak oath or something. I don't know.
Yeah, he's like, "Not today, not today. I'm a dark
He's like,
one today."
I have a new master or something about that. Yeah, he's really holding it back. So.
What about you, Cliff?
I mean, I just thought it was interesting to see it from, you know, because the first book you don't get an insight into anything about what's going on in the dark side. So now we're hearing that these guys are doing oaths and they're doing chants and they kind of are hypnotized in a way and they're kind of scared. They're kind of freaking out by, they don't seem like really happy to be where they are,
And they all do it. They all are like panting when they're done. Do you think that they would have got busted if they're like, man who calls himself Boars? Yeah, I didn't hear you say you're.
Yeah, well, you get the feeling you get the feeling that there's a toll that it's taking on these people. I mean, aren't they talking about the Forsaken? And who are the Forsaken again? They're like evil male Aes Sedai guys who went insane or something, and now they're all withered and gross. So
yeah, they got trapped with the Dark One in Shia Ghul.
Yeah, so.
All right, hey, Rob, let's see that question back real fast again. All right, here's a good question from Marty Beck, our good friend Marty. For both first-timers, how does this prologue change what you think of the Dark Friends in general?
I mean, I was kind of, it made me reflect on there are many more Dark Friends in high places than I had originally suspected. Like, in the first book, you're kind of thinking like, oh, there's just these like guys and girls around who are Dark Friends, and they're gonna just, they're here and there, lowly people. But now you're finding out that there's some Dark Friends that you might not expect. Like the president or something. He could be a Dark Friend, kind of thing. Where who knows who a Dark Friend could really be?
Wait, the president?
Or maybe like. Or maybe like Martin Sheen might be a Dark Friend.
Yeah, Martin Sheen or Paul Giamatti. Probably not Paul Giamatti, but maybe another cool actor.
Or Bill Murray, like Bill Murray. No.
There's Martin Sheen. There he is.
Please don't let Bill Murray be a Dark Friend.
You're right. Good call.
Please, Bill Murray, no.
But a Dark Friend would totally sign someone's forehead and sign it in a different name. Did you guys ever see that where he's like, sign my head? So he signed the guy's forehead, but he signed it like Brad Pitt or something.
Wait, who did that? Bill Murray
on a golf course. Yeah,
he's the ultimate like troll.
Yeah, he's great. He makes me laugh. All right. Which role would Bill Murray play in this in the Eye of the World, guys? Who would you want Bill Murray to be?
Ooh,
I'd want him to be Balsamon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shit.
That would be a trip, right?
Okay. Yeah.
It's in the hole. It's in the hole.
We've
been battling 1,000 times, 1,000. Oh.
1,000 times 1,000.
Oh man, yeah. At first, I was thinking like Tom Maryland, maybe, but like Balsamon. Oh shit!
I was thinking Tom Maryland as well. When I asked that question, the first thing that jumped to my mind was
Balsamon
or Tam. Old man Tam.
He's a trickster, right? I mean, right? Balsamon is a trickster, so he could be. Who knows? I don't know.
Awesome.
Do you think Balsamon was alive at the end of the Eye of the World?
I did, for sure.
Todd?
I didn't think so. I mean, he was just like Moraine was talking about. He was just kind of wounded a little bit, or kind of stepped back a little bit. But it's not over. No way.
No, and it would seem very easy in a way. Like, it was obviously an epic battle or a fight.
Yeah. It was
just like, oh, okay, I sliced off that cord, and it's okay, I'm done. I win.
Yeah.
Right. Well, and to your point, lads, this image in front of them has all burnt up hands. And even the man who calls himself Boars is like, what the fuck? Why would he really appear to us all like janked up like this? This is weird.
All right.
Do you think that that's from that battle then? Or was it from something else, perhaps?
Oh, that's right. I didn't think about that. Good question.
Okay.
I like how he has. Oh, sorry. Yeah, battle. I like how he has a mellifluous voice.
Yeah.
Mellifluous.
All right, so Tree says Bill
And
Murray
that's really
should play
interesting.
Galad.
Oh.
Glad.
And MK says as weird or as
Who's that?
unfitting.
Is that?
And we got a Paul Giamatti should play Tom Maryland.
There you go.
I have a general question.
Please.
In your minds, do these characters have like the British accent, kind of like, in the Lord of the Rings kind of idea? Is there like a Russian, like, how do you hear their dialect when you read it? Like, are they American? Are they like, oh, hello, I'm Rand, how you doing? Or is he like got the highfalutin kind of British accent? Like, what do you guys hear when you read these characters?
That's a good question, Cliff.
That's a great question.
Personally, I think in terms of like the main characters, I think American in my head, and when you come across like an innkeeper, then it gets a little British.
That's true. That's true. Like I got
or about Bale Dolman.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
he's got
he's got the pirate accent.
Yeah, Bale Dolman's favorite letter.
But Emmons Fielders.
I asked a joke.
I hear American or just.
It's the sea. First loves the sea.
Yeah.
Yes.
What, is Dan okay?
Yeah, well, yeah, good. Yeah, I don't know.
Anyway.
All right.
No, it's a great question.
What about you, Chance? When you read in your head, do you just have your own headcanon voice of does it sound like you?
I don't necessarily hear them talk in my head. I'm much more of a visual picturer of reading.
Oh, nice. Right.
So, yeah, I don't know that I necessarily have voices that they have.
I think people with voices should be concerned.
I know.
I actually read a thing. It said that when you read a book and you hear the voice reading to yourself rather than just reading the words and kind of absorbing it that way,
right.
that's a sign of potential schizophrenia.
Ooh, fun.
Anyway.
Well, all right. No, Bran Alvear has a deeper voice in my head, and every time he says, "That's all too loud," no, he has a little Scottish accent in my head. It is not schizophrenia. I just like acting it. All right. What? Later.
What, is Dan okay?
Oh man, this is getting.
Dan. Put a hard stop to that. Hard stop.
All right,
All
hey boy Bricks asks, who's the guy in the black robe with the gray cloak with the silver pin?
Remember that guy?
Yeah, I think
He, I think, was one of the sea folk. It says he had a tattoo on his web between. So I don't think that we've met
on his web.
On his web. Spider-Man.
They have web feet, web hands. Yeah.
Listen, bub. He's got radioactive blood, and he's from ahead. Take a look. All right. So, we have we find out that they are. He says, "quote The place where you stand lies in the shadow of Shai Ghul," and everyone goes, "Oh fuck!" Why didn't they know that? They went to this meeting. How do you think the logistics went? That suddenly they're in a place that they are like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Wait, what? We're in Shai Ghul? No.
I wondered the same thing.
Well, guys, here's how it goes.
I did.
Talk
All right, so
talk to me, Goose.
you go to the door and you knock and you show them an egg. And if you show them an egg, then you get led into a room where you're put into a blindfolded area. you know, and then everyone's blindfolded, put into a van, taken to a secret location where everyone presents their egg to each other. And I think this is a Beverly Hills 90210 episode.
That's where Robert Jordan was totally tapping into that.
Sometimes I will draw little faces on the eggs in our refrigerator just to like amuse myself. I do it all.
Or maybe like during the van ride, we were all like exchanging our eggs and seeing who's got the biggest egg.
This is the way.
This is the way.
An egg off? An egg off is the way?
An egg off, dude.
No, like a blindfolded van, dark van ride egg off. I think that's sexy.
Oh, I remember that. Now I know what you're talking about.
Man, Balzamon's into some kinky ass shit. Dude.
Yeah, no, him and then Nine Inch Nails took that over and
balls on your mom.
Whoa!
I'm sorry.
I was going more for like Balzamon. Hey, he loves the job, man. Balzamon.
You wanted to Balza. Come on. All right. So he comes out. He starts like floating around. He says, if you worship me, you get to kiss my feet above the stars, and we all see we're going to be the best. Right? We all want to be the best, right? We're cool. And then he pops up these three dudes. He's like, here's a PowerPoint, a visual PowerPoint that uses holographic imagery a la Tupac, maybe?
Yeah.
At Coachella?
Yeah, right.
Boom. He has three dudes floating up there. One is, as we know, is Matt Cawthon. The man who calls himself Boris has identified him as a trickster. The other one is a blacksmith, he calls him, who's this huge dude with yellow eyes. Oh my gosh, yellow eyes. Wow.
Is this a Pink Floyd album cover or what?
That's awesome. Blown mind already. And then the third one is a simple farmer who has shifting eyes that sometimes seem gray or blue and has the heron-marked sword, which Boris immediately identifies. He's told to... he pretty much says one of these people is the
dragon.
Was the dragon and will be the dragon, but he ain't right now. He's not the dragon right now. And everyone's like, shall we kill him? Yeah, let's get him. He's like, perhaps, maybe, we'll see.
Hey, what do you guys think that means? Besides Dan's sexual innuendo, what do you think it means when he's saying that he's not the dragon? He has been, he is not now, but he will be. What does it mean? Well, how is he not the dragon? He just floated in the fucking sky, fucking battled a Forsaken, potentially killed him, cut some black cord. All right, everyone, fucking land on the ground, unearth the earth itself, fucking made mountains move. How's he? What's the fuck? He's not the dragon?
Not yet.
You must have to you transform into something, into the dragon. I mean, he has a power, but you haven't actualized into that.
So you're saying he's more than BCI? He's a transform.
I'm saying that he is. Yes, he is more than BCI.
Okay.
Exactly. He is Optimus Prime.
Yeah. He's I think he's in the process of being reincarnated into whatever body it is, and it takes like a while.
Thanks, Cliff.
Like a good wine.
I like that. We got a cliff.
Yeah, it takes a while. You gotta breathe. Open up.
You gotta massage it. You gotta massage the dragon out of him. You gotta really work it.
You gotta let it breathe.
You gotta buy him dinner.
The man who calls himself Boris is a little put off by the answer too, because he's like, well, maybe you kill him, perhaps not. I'm gonna use him in this age or the next. And Boris is like, what the fuck? What's this next age garbage? I thought we were doing this shit now, baby. I'm ready. What? Nothing's gonna help me when I'm dead.
Yeah.
But apparently, Balsamon may be working on a different time zone or time frame than our man who calls himself Boars or something. Any thoughts on that?
Yeah.
At this point, we don't really know what the Dark One is, do we? Like,
No.
he's just the Dark One. And like,
He's pure, concentrated evil.
I mean, in my
Darkest
mind,
evil.
he's just Saruman or Sauron or someone like that.
Yes. Right.
But like, at this point, we still don't really know what he's about, which is interesting, and there's a lot. I mean, and the dragon, we don't really know what that is. So we're hoping that something doesn't happen, and then maybe it does happen, but we don't really know what the consequences are, which is an interesting way for the story to
keep
told.
it going.
You don't really know what you're hoping.
Cliff, do you think that we're going to see actual dragons?
I hope not.
Okay.
I think it's a metaphor.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is that it's an interesting way to tell a story where, as an audience member, as a reader, a participant in a story, you aren't sure what you want or don't want to even happen at all. Like,
Right.
You're fairly... I don't know if I want the dragon to come, because maybe that's good, but I also don't want the Dark One to take over, but maybe I do. What is the Dark One? I don't even know what he looks, It's very oblique the way that the consequences are. We don't know what the consequences of anything really are, other than sort of allusions to things that have happened in the past. So
we do have the narration from someone who isn't very worldly. So he's getting a lot of advice early on about Aes Sedai, that are hey man, I wouldn't trust him. I wouldn't let him tie my shoes if I was going to try or whatever. They're like, hey, but you do you, but I wouldn't do it.
Yeah,
So-
we're like we're Emmons fielders.
Yep.
Really, the readers. We're Emmons fielders. We don't know what's what, who's bad, who's good. We've heard all these stories. We've heard rumors and just, I don't know. It is fascinating. And yeah, it keeps me going. It's like, what
And the man who calls himself Boars did open up our world a little bit.
Yes.
We hear about sea folk. We hear about, a lot of these lands, and they're not just words. They have hierarchies and all that,
Lands like Kyrian.
Thank you.
Candor.
I like Carhane.
Carnahane.
Cartagena? No.
I thought Cliff was going to say something. Cliff, when he mentioned the boar, like this boar's opening our world up, it looked like you wanted to say something. What were you going to say?
What I was going to say was just kind of further on that point of when you don't really know anyone's intentions fully, and we have such a narrow view of the world. Whenever something does happen, and I assume there will be reveals as to like, is Moraine good? Is she bad? Is she have her own like side plan or things like that? It will be all the more devastating if it goes against what we're hoping that it will be. Or, we want these characters to be like good and have happy endings, and like when something not so good happens, it'll just be that much more devastating or satisfying when they do the right thing, because we're hoping in our mind and it's really not telling us one way or another. So it's really it's a smart way to get you invested in everything. And I think it's cool. And we're like 900 pages into the story, and we still are in the dark largely, which is cool.
Well, and during Tavern Talk, what we'll do is we'll get into your impressions of the different characters that we met in the Eye of the World, and get your actual all right, what's this going on?
Sorry to go off on a tangent on an abstract.
No, it's beautiful.
No, it's a great tangent. It brings to mind, what Robert Jordan's doing too. He's doing the George Lucas thing. He's dropping you into the middle act.
Yeah.
And this history, and the third act is yet to come, and we're all going towards it. And just like, what What's happening? Yeah, I love it.
Great way to put it, Todd.
So
Hey,
I
real quick, Brother Dan, real quick.
Yeah.
I just want to point out we have a new friend, Alexander Merck. Yes, thank you. He asked earlier if there's no spoilers in the chat. How considerate of you. Yes, we're going to try and keep this spoiler free. We will have different content where we can talk about the entire series, but right now we're just going to stay with the first book and the first 2 chapters. All right.
Awesome.
Thanks.
So one thing I did want to ask you guys about is one of the things Balsamon says is, and I'll just read the quote here. It says, quote, "Already a bend is forming in the pattern, one of many points where he who would become the dragon may be turned to my service, must be turned. Better that he serve me alive than dead, but alive or dead, serve me he must and will. These 3 you must know, for each is a thread in the pattern I mean to weave, and it will be up to you to see that they are placed as I command. Study them well, that you will know them." So from what we know about this pattern, from what we know about this pattern, what the heck is he talking about?
Yeah, he sees like these opportunities, I guess, in the pattern, which is fascinating. So that means that Balsamon, or whoever this person is like looking and able to see the pattern and see like opportunities, where to like corrupt them.
Do you know anybody? Have we met anybody else who can kind of see the pattern like that? Does it remind you of anybody else?
That one lady.
Oh,
Min.
men. Yeah, men. Who else?
Well, I got someone else in mind.
Somebody else.
Moraine.
Yeah.
Oh, Moraine.
He's
That's
constantly
right.
saying like, what is the pattern? What is not the pattern?
True.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Cool. So suddenly, all sound goes away in the room. Boom. Wall silence, and some woman is like, "Oh yeah. Oh yeah. For sure. Yeah, totally." And then she gets lifted up by her.
There you go. And
and he's like, "Why isn't she falling? She's like totally backwards." And she's like, "Yes, my lord. Yes, my lord. Oh God, yes, my lord." And then boom. Whoa, that was weird. You guys see that? And then someone else is like, "Oh yes, my lord, yes." The
there are 100 people in the room. Let's go through them one at a time.
What? Huh? Oh, hey, bro.
Just kidding.
Yeah, sure. All right, so
hey, bro.
Hey, bro.
Hey, brother.
What up?
Yeah, the dark one's talking to you, and you're like, "Oh, hey, bro."
You go.
He's like, sup.
My shadow pal. So suddenly he hears a voice. Bors. Boom. All he sees is just this big old burning face in front of his face. Everywhere he turns, big old burning face. Yeah. It's Martin Sheen with fire in his eyes.
Not just
Are you faithful, Boris? I can't do Martin Sheen. Yeah, gosh.
Wait, so real quick.
Are you faithful, Boris?
Hey, real quick. Chancellor pointed out that in the beginning he was the man who called himself Bors, but then the motherfucking dark one says, "Hey, Bors."
Hey, Boris.
Hey, Bors.
Interesting.
Hey, Bors. What's up, Bors? So what's going on? Is he Bors, or is he called the man who calls himself Bors?
Yeah.
Is he Prince, or the artist formerly known as Prince?
And does are you know his actual identity?
How is that possible?
Good question.
And he says, "Are you faithful, Boris?"
Cliff, tell us.
Yeah, of course.
What's the answer?
I don't know.
Okay, me too.
Hard stop to that one.
Hard stop. There it is.
There we go.
Let's keep going.
There we go.
Yeah.
So Boris gets instructions. He's told to go to Terabon, keep up his good works. In fact, redouble his efforts. Watch for the 3 young men and have your followers watch. Be warned, they're dangerous. They have a little philosophical discussion about danger. Weird. And then suddenly he felt like his head was getting all squeezed, and he gets all these visions thrown into his head. Guys, what do you think was going on?
Well,
a massive hangover.
In a white room with black curtains on the city.
Very psychedelic. Very psychedelic.
It is psychedelic. Highly psychedelic.
I love how he says the world blew apart in 1,000 starbursts, each flash of light becoming an image that fled across his mind.
All right. Well,
I've been there, man. I've been to like a Grateful Dead show, man.
Totally.
No, I've been in the parking lot of a Grateful Dead show.
See, I have a sweet tooth and I'm all 1,000 Starbucks. Oh, yummy. Yeah. Keep the yellow ones, but give me all them reds.
I'm an orange guy. I'm an orange guy myself.
Yellow is trash, though. We all agree that yellow Starbursts are just space fillers.
I like yellow.
What?
All right. Does Maureen see the pattern or just talk about the pattern? There's a big difference. Min sees the pattern.
Ooh, good question.
Good question. Does the man called Boris see the pattern, or does he just talk about the pattern in his mind?
I don't think Boris. Nah, he doesn't see anything. just those images that Balsamon gives him.
He sees all kinds. He sees a horn. He sees a wolf with
that's right.
throat out. A raven stares him in the eye and leaves. An armored man. Yeah, he has all kinds of things. An armored man in a poisonous insect helmet.
That's crazy.
All right, Village Mattress says he's been to 13 Grateful Dead shows. If that's not a reason to support his businesses, I don't see any others.
What
were you selling mattresses at these shows? That's the big question. Were you selling mattresses at the Village Mattress store? Brother Dan, give a really quick 30-second ad.
Okay. So my friend had a VW Vanagon. It was considered a recreational vehicle. You crank the little thing and it had a pop-up. It was a cool little thing. It didn't really go over 55 miles per hour, which was a drag. He lived in San Diego. I lived in Orange County. There was a hill. It didn't do well there, but we used to meet and kind of play cards in his little Vanagon, and he had the crappiest little mattress in there. And I was like, bro, this was 20 years ago, so I didn't say it, but now I'd be like, bro, I can hook you up with a cool mattress from Village Mattress. We can get rid of this old one. We can donate to a shelter. In the meantime, let's get some Tempur-Pedic shit in here. Let's sit where we're memory foam. It's bumpy, and when you have a recreational vehicle, you can drink beers in the back while they're driving. It's crazy.
Yes.
Yeah, I felt like I was in a band or something. It was so cool, but his mattress was crap. If I had known about Village Mattress in Zionsville, Indiana, you can find them anywhere in Zionsville. If you cross the border, just ask anyone. Say Village Mattress, they're like 2 blocks past the barn.
Awesome.
Great ad.
I'll keep that in mind.
Brilliant. And everybody.
That was 29:30. I did it, right.
Our friend Ramos Sadai made this for us to help with the Village Mattress ad campaign. Come see us and get your best rest. Ramos Sadai, you are the best.
Hey guys, also Village Sofa. I think it's buy 3 get 1 free. I think.
Truly following the way of the leaf. Everyone, see how this works out. We're community-based content.
Yeah. One mattress
more
store at a time.
2021
than mattresses and sofas.
I was going to say you have a nice sofa there, but one day that sofa is just not going to be comfortable anymore.
Yes.
Call our friend Village Mattress. He has Village Sofa as well. It's right next door.
And it takes a village to make a sofa.
Oh!
But it only takes 2 guys in a truck to deliver it.
Or girls.
Yeah. Or a guy and a girl.
Or in betweeners.
Or 2 non-binary persons. I mean,
Just
or maybe
persons.
3 children.
Or puppets.
Or children.
Any
children.
Combination of humans.
Children.
Yeah.
So much like a Grateful Dead show, it ends with Boars Quote, he could barely remember who he was or what he was. The skies rained fire and the moon and stars fell. Rivers ran in blood and the dead walked. The earth split open and fountain molten rock. Boom. And suddenly he found himself panting on the floor of this weird palace.
Yeah, and Nine Inch Nails just finishes the last song and exits the stage.
You're like, Trent Reznor truly blew my mind. Oh my God. I heard myself.
Could be the soundtrack.
I want to fuck you like an animal now. All right. But he suddenly couldn't quite remember what the fuck happened. He was trying to remember. Things just kind of floated from his head. He's like, huh, what the fuck? All that's left, pretty much, other people are going, yo, bro, hey, yeah. All their stuff. And then...
he didn't understand certain parts of it. Like that one part where he's like, something about someone, he can't say who landed at Tom and Head. Or something like that.
Right. He said, don't talk about it. Don't talk about the strangers.
And Boris is like, what the fuck was that? Like, I love it.
Now,
I like how people are getting on the Village Mattress bandwagon. We're going to make this work, guys. We have a mattress guy in our community. Guys, it's good to know people. That's all I'm going to say, right?
So we're going to be...
Well, you know what's interesting? I have a sheets guy.
Oh,
what?
Oh, do you?
Yeah, so...
Is that when you were back in your suicidal days? When you wanted to hang yourself by the sheets?
Hold on.
All right.
Oh my God.
He's a normal guy. His life is really boring.
Oh, you're right. Yes. I'm just trying to inflate his importance.
So he does not know who those boys are. They're still floating around. Everyone's gone. The boys are still floating like the end of a Flaming Lips show. They're just kind of floating there, and you need to just leave. They have a servant come up. The servant's like, hey, boys, let's go. And he's like, how'd you know my name? Never mind. Don't worry about it. They go. The servant is like all dead-eyed. He has a gorgeous smile. But
yeah, the servants are very creepy. Yeah. They're like...
What are your thoughts?
They're like little dolls or something. Yeah, Boris has some interesting like observations about them. I can't remember them all, but super creepy. Okay, carry on.
No. Do you have any thoughts about the servants at all, Cliff?
I agree. They were creepy. I mean, they were almost like automatons, or like they were just, And doesn't he make a comment like, I wonder if they're going to be allowed to survive after this? Like, they're going to basically just kill them all at the end of this meeting or this mixer. And like, I've had some like shitty like catering jobs in my day, but like that, hey, man, shit.
Reminds me of the show Party Down.
Yes, exactly.
I mean, and it is. I mean, you're spending time and resources in training a whole new crew. You may as well make their mind blank and turn them into Ken dolls. And
it's not a good business model.
So Boris gets escorted back to his room. He checks to make sure his bags, he has a saddlebag. So I guess he rode a horse there, but again, they were surprised to be in Shia Ghul. So whatever. But he's told that no one will see him leave or which direction. And you can peace out whenever you want, baby. He puts on his clothes. We see that there is a white cloak and a red shepherd's crook behind the sun, symbol of his office in the world of men. And he's off to Terabon and Almouth Plain. Boom.
Yes.
Any what were your thoughts on this prologue? This prologue is pretty esoteric and deep.
I liked it.
Okay.
It set a great. I mean, it was mysterious. It was kind of scary. It was, it was everything to keep, because now the story's starting, but it's like now I'm creeped out in a good way, which that's gonna
super creeped out.
That's gonna
We don't know what any of the other orders were, but we can assume that there's some pretty high up people that are aware of our three little lads, including the Forsaken Man who had him floating around. But no one seemed to offer any recognition that we see. Do you have any? Do you think that we know anyone at this meeting? This is a tough question, but do you think that there's someone that we've met that was at this meeting?
I was trying to think back to the Aes Sedai. I mean, we've only met 2 Aes Sedai. And do all Aes Sedai wear the serpent ring?
Yes.
Good question.
So all Aes Sedai wear that.
They can never take.
Yeah, I mean it's.
Doesn't Moraine take hers off at one point?
Yeah, when she's trying to be incognito.
Yeah,
right. So, but you can't. But I would think if you're wearing the ring, you are an Aes Sedai in theory.
Well,
yeah. Okay, so you can imagine, you can assume that everyone who wears the ring is an Aes Sedai, but not that everyone who's not wearing a ring is not an Aes Sedai.
Ooh,
all Sentries are Nisans, but not all Nisans on Sentries.
And you can assume that the Aes Sedai who are showing the ring are doing that on purpose.
Exactly.
Right. That's what I was going to think too. Yeah.
And you can assume that maybe people are in absolute disguise because we've been able to see some disguise work already in book 1, so we can now assume that maybe others are quite advanced at disguise too, and could be trying to throw off feints and hints about who is there and who's not there. So
even the man who calls himself Bors stooped over and hid his height and his posture in order to seem non-threatening, and the Shinarian just walked by him and gave without a second glance. So even that man was disguising himself. But everyone had veiled masks on and such.
So do we think it's possible that the 2 women wearing the rings are actual Aes Sedai, or are they trying to disguise themselves as Aes Sedai?
Yeah. Oh, a puzzle. I love it. Yeah, they could just be giving off the signal that there are Aes Sedai dark friends. Just trying. I love it. It's so good.
Bors used to be Secretary of State, but got fired in a tweet.
Yeah, that's right. I read that.
All right, actually, to our first time readers, what office does Bors hold or rank? What rank or office does Bors hold?
He's like a mid-level white cloak, I think.
Like a middle manager?
I think he's up there.
Shift manager at Starbucks?
Up
really? There.
Regional supervisor?
I think he's a top dog.
Ooh, okay.
Does that red crescent mean anything to you guys?
The red. Oh, yeah. Isn't that the white cloak? Is that what they wear on their white cloaks?
Yeah. We've read this, so this is more a reminder than a spoiler. There was a part of the White Cloaks called the Questioners that seemed to have this red sickle type thing over their son.
I was thinking about the Questioners because Bors was all talking about how he looks for weakness. He's like, oh, I look for weakness, any signs of weakness, and that's like his end. And I thought about the Questioners actually. For a brief moment, I was like, And that's, I don't know. That's great.
All right. There was one Shinaran. Thank you. The record was skipping. Shinaran. At this Dark Friend Social.
Shine on, you crazy diamond.
Everyone should have a chance to just correct your pronunciation anywhere you go. You order something wrong, you just have, no, sorry, that is Talapas. All right. Do you think he is the one? Do you think we've met this fucker or not? Is basically the question.
I was thinking about.
Thanks, Dana Lou. I'll say your name once.
It's Shinar in like Faldera.
Yes,
or something like that. And that's the place.
The Shinarians, right?
That's up where they sort of ended the story, essentially, in the book 1.
Correct.
Wait, are Are people in Faldera Shinerians, or
Yes.
it's a different place? Is that what?
Faldara
So
is
people in.
Yes.
I believe I can look in the map, but I believe that Faldara is in Shinar. Yeah,
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Moran,
So
Faldara. Yeah,
I didn't really think we had met that character, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was someone that was, involved with the. Obviously, it's someone who's involved with who we have met.
I'm going to make a bold prediction.
Yeah.
I think it's Ingtar. It's Ingtar, yo.
Oh, Ingtar. Okay, Ingtar Yo now.
Ingtar Yo. Okay.
Ingtar, okay, have we met Ingtar Yo?
Because Ingtar is like a little. He's kind of he wants to do Battle Bro time with fucking.
Yeah, you're right.
With Rand, and he's kind of like he's not liking everything. He's kind of he's not liking what's happening with Aes Sedai, telling him what to do, and like not being able to go to battle, not being able to go to the Blight. So he's disgruntled, and that's what it seems like. A lot of these people at this Aes Sedai or the Darkfriend mixer, they're have these grudges, or like they're just disgruntled. They have problems, I don't know, and they want power, and they think this is like the fastest way to get power.
Okay.
I don't know.
Right on. I appreciate that. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Good one. Do you think that there's any kings or queens there?
Ooh.
I hope not.
I know. I hope not. Yeah.
Ingtar sounds like something like a nerve damage in your neck. I got my Ingtar.
My Ingtar's. I got to get an injection.
Yeah, I need for my Ingtar.
Yeah.
Isn't Ingtar is that like movie that big flop? Oh no, that was Ishtar.
Cliff.
Dustin Hoffman.
Cliff, what's the best fake name you've made up in your writing?
Corbin Fluxtroth.
Yes. Again.
Corbin Fluxtroth.
Flextroth. Awesome.
Fluxtroth. Dude, I love it.
Corbin.
Thanks, Cliff.
You're gonna find a lot of clips from Cheers, just as a heads up, because Cliff Clavin. And Cliff's mother's name in the show Cheers is Esther.
Yeah.
Guess. Can anyone take a wild guess what my mother's name
is? Margaret.
Kyrian.
It's Esther. It's Esther.
What?
Awesome.
Hard stop.
Is it
hard
Corbin?
Stop,
sorry, buddy. Is it Corbin Flux Capacitor?
Hard stop. I need a beer. Shit.
Yeah.
All right. So how are we doing? We're ready to go into. All right. So we are way behind schedule.
Hey, Cliff.
We're out of control, but this is so nice to have our first time reader with us. We took a long time getting to know him.
Yeah, we had to get to know. Yeah. We're doing all right. You want to just jump into chapter one?
It took a long time to get to know me, and now this is enough. You want to stop here?
We know just enough. Thank you, Cliff.
Yeah. Dan and I are texting each other saying this has been a bad idea.
No, Cliff, no! For God's sake, we haven't tested enough.
Yeah. See,
was the Rocketeer's name Cliff?
I guess. I'm so happy this is happening.
Cliff would do it.
Cliff is straight.
Yeah, we know that. Look at this hair.
Yeah.
Gentlemen and son, Chan, and everyone watching. Yeah, I got myself in a corner real fast. All right, people. Chapter 1, the Flamatar Valen. It's still the same icon, the snake chewing its own butt.
Break.
Todd wants a break.
All right.
Yeah, we need a break.
Dude, I need a break.
All right, so everybody, we're going to take a 10-minute break. This again
like a 5-minute break.
Well, we'll do the best we can. I really wanted to start off the year very professional. But look at this. I have.
Oh,
Look at that, right? We have new animations and new everything. So let's take this bad boy off.
Look at that. Oh my gosh, we're professional.
All right, so have you the song? We're going to be listening to Homunculus Rex. We're going to take a break. And when we come back, we will hit chapter 1.
Love you guys. Stick around.
All right.
Mute your mics, everybody, if you can.
Okay.
I was running faster and faster. I was running and I ran.
So I run along the corridor and I run up the stairs. I keep running up these stairs and round the corner. I sometimes run down the stairs into the corridor and I keep running and running and running.
My legs wouldn't go quick enough. I couldn't get my breath to call out.
I was running very, very fast. Somehow I couldn't stop running. I was running and I fell over the mountain. I was running.
I swam as fast as I could to get away from the crocodile. The crocodile suddenly changed into a lion, and then that changed into a tiger.
The animals really as good don't need to change. But because I'm frightened and I run, they follow me up.
So I run along the corridor and I run up the stairs.
And some great monstrous shape.
Homunculus Rex. I couldn't get my breath to call out.
rising high up into the air, and it was all colored like the rainbow as if there was a light shining behind it. I saw a cloud of spray. It was all colored like the rainbow as if there was a light shining behind it.
start out with musicians. So we're going to begin to do something that is comprehensive by establishing some kind of musical premise. Establishing some kind of musical premise.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are returning. I'm excited to say that we made it through another break.
Awesome.
And I think we lost Brother Dan. Oh no.
Brother Dan.
We forge ahead. Hey, Cliff, pronounce this.
Ooh. Suraveninto Manshima Tashiti. That was Todd, actually.
Todd Knight. As if anyone can confuse your voice with anything but... I think Cliff is muted. Let's get him to unmute. We'll get better.
Oops, sorry.
It's all good. Pronounce this.
Suraveninto Manshima Kaishite.
Beautiful.
Chancey, pronounce this.
Suraviento Mantima Taikite.
Beautiful.
That's a shit in there. Did you see it? Guys, there's shit right there.
Shit.
Oh, no.
Shit.
Man,
Shit.
did you guys even see that?
It's like Canadian. It's like shit, eh?
It's shite. It's shite.
Shite. All right. We got a couple more. We'll just all spatter them in. Let's go on to chapter 1. I'm so excited. Let's move this shit around.
Chapter 1.
Chancey,
guys?
real quick. Chancey, how you doing?
I am doing well.
Thanks so much for joining us.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Feel free to correct me not only on my grammar but on my humor, on my my manners, whatever, like my posture.
You are incorrect.
Like,
that is not funny.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Exactly. It was that funny right there. Like if you want to get into that, like that level of correction, I feel like.
Challenge.
Yes, I feel like I want to be a better person, and I will freeze. I will take exception, and I will move on.
Excellent.
All right, and Rob is still in the background. Let's everyone give a round of applause. Yay!
Come on, Rob. Thank you, my baby.
There's Rob.
There you are.
He's alive.
Ooh.
What, so are you being loose there?
No, I was being BZ. Billy. Oh yeah.
Wait.
All right, so this chapter starts off as the last book started off with a pretty iconic list of little sentences that we call a paragraph, I guess. And
then paragraphs become chapters.
And then they become books, and before long, the chapters they're just myth and memory.
I know that.
But anyways,
that was very Taoist.
Yeah.
Right.
You're the uncarved block right now.
The wind comes from the mountain of doom with a superfluous H.
Dahum. Actually, it's probably Zoom.
Dahum. The Dahum Mountains.
Well, DH is pronounced the, like, so Zoom. So
Ooh. Oh, what?
No. Yeah, but wait, in this world, Thom is Tom and Doom is Thoom.
I don't know. We don't know.
So we hear that there are neither beginnings
Thank
nor
you, Robert.
endings, but this is a beginning with this wind. It comes from the blight, great blight blowing down, a force tainted and twisted by the touch of the Dark One, goes all the way down and blows to where Faldora is, which is in Shinar, and sees two dudes. One who is just a thirst trap up there. He is just dripping. He has his shirt off. He's looking spicy. He is looking spicy, ladies and gentlemen. So stripped to his waist. He's just like
stripped to the waist, sweating, just red hair mashed to his forehead.
and we see it is like sensei training with Lan the Warrior.
Lan.
He's throwing him some training here. They're clashing swords. They're using swords that are like those jazz drumsticks. Right?
I imagine this is much like the volleyball scene in Top Gun.
It is. That's
Oh,
exactly.
totally.
They're both wearing blue jeans.
No, like cut off blue jeans. Cut off blue jeans. No.
Who plays volleyball in blue jeans? by the
Just
way?
a little hair showing right
Val
the heavy trail.
Kilmer. I'm just kidding.
Valve. Oh man.
Valve.
Valve.
Val
Kilmer. That's a good one.
Tell me more.
I said, hey, you could be my wingman anytime. Bullshit. You could be mine, Iceman. Woo! Maverick, baby!
Oh.
Talk to me, Goose.
Actually, I did get the Tom Cruise puppet. Like,
talk to me, Goose.
It's no good. It's no good. And then I turned, and then the jet goes.
It's no good.
It's no good. So they're doing ninja shit up there. Well, not ninja, I guess sword play, but they're doing. He's training them. He has certain names for forms. We hear later. There's a heron through the reeds. There's so at least
I like Land's first line.
What he's like. What was that full move, sheep herder?
Hell yeah. Land's intro to book 2, dude.
Well, so let's talk about what caused it. So what caused it is the wind grabbed Rand, threw him into a land sword. The sword just broke because he's being pushed so hard. He's getting stabbed by these tiny chopsticks that are all sharp now. And Land's like, "What's up, dude? What are you, dude, bro, son, lad,
sheep herder,
sheep."
So Cliff should know that one of the things we focus on is Land's ability to just name you as your occupation.
He's clever. He's just a very clever man.
Yeah, so we like to think about modern interpretations of that. Like, way to go, IT tech. You're like,
yeah, they'd be like, well done, screenwriter.
Wait, what was that, Chancey?
Barista.
Yeah.
Like you're just hanging out with somebody. So it's like, there's more to me. Yeah, I was like, yeah.
He's like, I haven't fucking even seen a sheep in years.
Yeah.
It's not even a short name. I mean, his name's Rand. That's easy.
I know it's longer.
Yeah. It's way longer.
That's amazing.
It's 11 letters. Blah. Be efficient. Come on.
All right, let's get back to business. What the F happened with the win there? Scott's wanting to know. Cliff and Todd, battle it out. I'm shaking the jar. What do you think is the wind? What's the fuck?
Shaking the jar?
I'm shaking the jar. Are they going to make love or are they going to fight? This is the new segment. Fuck or fight.
Fuck or fight. Fucker.
He's starting to change into the dragon. I think he's aware. He's dropped the acid. He can't turn his mind off. He's aware of new things. He's tuned into the shadow world. That he went to the shadow world. Isn't that where he went in the last book? Whenever he fought with
he traveled.
We'll get into that later.
But so now he's tuned in another realm, I think, and that realm is talking to him.
Did he do no? So he didn't call that upon himself. It was happened to him, correct?
That's what I think.
Okay, Todd.
Yeah, I think he's entered this world. He's traveled. I think he traveled. The term traveling.
Capital T travel.
Capital T traveling.
Capital T travel. And I think he's just been seen, and the dark powers see him. Kind of like how in Lord of the Rings, Frodo is seen. I see you. Like he's in the world now.
When he puts the ring on.
Yeah. When he puts the ring on, he's seen, and all these forces will seek him out.
Is that like when a man puts on a wedding has his wedding ring on and he's seen? Yeah.
He's seen for what he is, not available.
All right, so let me ask 2 follow-up questions. So this wind almost did kind of get him killed, perhaps. Is this win indifferent, benevolent, or maleficent? Malicious?
Mellifluous.
Maleficent.
Maleficent.
Yes.
Ooh.
All right, no, we can do all M words. All right, so Dan, give 3 M words. Is it M and M? Is it maleficent?
Was the win mean?
Mean?
Was it
Mary?
malicious, or was it meh?
Yes.
All right, thanks.
Yes. All right, which one?
I think it was mean.
Okay.
Mellifluous.
Hard, just
Mean.
hard pause.
Mean.
Mean AF.
Yeah.
Wind blows.
Ooh, wow. Wow, bro. That was a blonde Bruce Willis.
Dude,
Wow.
Wow. I don't know if I've ever seen a blonde Bruce.
Wind blows.
Yeah, look at him. Look at him.
Is that movie with that woman who wears like a string bikini the entire time?
The Fifth Element.
Or just like red duct tape? Okay.
Yep.
You never trust blonde adults, right? Yeah. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Never trust a skinny innkeeper. Never trust a blonde adult.
Yeah,
Cannon.
Outgrow
Holy
that
shit.
We were all blonde as kids. Outgrow that shit.
Holy shit.
Outgrow it. I had blonde hair when I was a baby. I grew it. Yeah, man.
Yeah. Who's with us? Who's with us?
Come on. You're better than your genes.
Die that
All right,
shit.
So the wind pushes them, and then Land's like, well, I guess with a cat like you, shrug. I don't know what goes on with dudes like you. And then they start talking about the sword. He's like, well, what? He's like, you could, so let's talk about it a little bit like that. He's like, you can sell it, get a pretty price. And he finds out that it is power wrought, which means that it was created with the one power. Not all heron mark blades are as created such, but Tam should have known. He didn't share that information with Rand, but Land certainly knows that sword will never get dull. That sword is just pimp. It is, it's top of the line. It's the Nimbus 2000.
Is it the Roomba?
It's the Magana.
Is it the Roomba of swords?
Yeah, it just cleans house.
Self-cleaning, self-sharpening. Self-sharpening.
It sheets itself.
See, not even the cat is blonde. We're good. This is we are now 6 non-blondes. There's a 4 non-blondes in the band. We are now 6 non-blondes. Moving on.
Let's do this.
So he whips out his sword. They have a sword off. They're like, hey, dude, bro.
The sword off.
Your sword looks a lot like mine. He's like, yeah.
Sword sharpener, sword pie. It's
that's funny.
So, I mean, he literally like unsheaths it and like he was very dramatic and sexual.
He's a look, yeah. I mean, your sword is looks like mine, but yours is just better. But his sword, we are reminded that his sword is the sword of the king of Malkier. Mm-hmm. It was given to him as a baby. It's a badass blade, but no heron. Oh well.
Yeah.
So sad. So Lan asked him again. He asked him a couple times. He's like, "So why are you here, sheep herder?"
Hey, real quick, brother Dan.
Talk to me.
Todd, you got children, right?
I do. 2 daughters.
And you love Lan, right?
I love. Yeah.
So
I have a fondness for Lan.
Why have you not given your daughters like large swords since they're babies?
It would be dangerous for me.
For you, okay.
And my wife. It just wouldn't be a good idea.
Just wondering, I mean, Jesus Christ, it seems like what I want to make a land. Like we should all be trying to make lands. Wait
until
that's two jokes. Two jokes that failed. I'm taking.
Joke failure detected.
Huh.
Ryan.
I miss him.
I laughed at those Ryan.
Yeah, me
Inside.
too. He's good. He's
Inside.
a funny guy. He's a funny guy.
I was laughing inside as well.
Comedy's hard.
Dude, wait, let's get back to how old this sword is, though, for a second. It's revealed.
Okay.
Dude, the sword it's used. It's totally used. 3,000.
Secondhand, lame.
Dude, it's 3,000 years plus old.
Land sword.
I think it's time for a new.
No, Rand sword.
Oh, right.
The Heron-marked blade is 3,000 plus years old. That's a dirty old sword. I don't know.
How did he?
Yeah, it is. But that one, sheep herder, that one could tell a tale of 3,000 years and more.
That's right.
Crazy. That's a long time.
So imagine your land. You came into like this village, and dude goes into the bar and he's like, "Yeah, I'm ready for adventure. Sure, we'll leave." And he has this like 3,000-year-old power wrought heron mark blade sword, like the rarest of the rare, it seems. Or like, I mean, this sword is fantastic.
Yeah.
It's the best.
It's all right.
Good.
It's the best. So he's like, well, why didn't you leave? He's like, well, Matt and Perrin are here. All my friends.
I know this is a very important question, Dan. I'm sorry. We got to pause. It's Cliff realizing what he's got himself into. It's a very important question.
How dare you, Hedsky? How dare you?
No, Hesky's really cutting to the quick.
We wait 3 episodes to ask him that.
This is the look of pure regret.
Welcome, my man.
It's the way of the leaf. It's the way.
This is the way.
It's the way.
All right, so Lan starts kind of grilling him. He's like, well, Rand is like being kind of a baby. He's like, well, Nynaeve is treating me all weird, and Egwin, what's up with Egwin? I don't even know what's up with Egwin. And Matt and Perrin are here, and I don't know. And Lan's like, well, she's gonna go to Tarvalon. You're not gonna go there, are you? He's like, well, Maureen, it's all Maureen's fault. He starts ripping on Maureen. He's like, she apparently she hasn't been paying any attention to him. She's like just as boned out on him. Doesn't even pay attention. Yeah, just gone. And apparently she left for who knows what. She went to Glen Ivy Hot Springs over in the desert and got a little spritz, got a little mud bath, got a little had koi.
Nice
He had like these weird fish that were eating the bacteria off her toes. She put cucumbers on her eyes. She sat out in the sun for the first time in what seemed like forever. And she can almost feel the vitamin D just warming her skin. She's like, gosh, I really should do this more often. Lan's still in Faldara, and he's feeling her pleasure. And he's like, Maureen really should do this more often. I'm glad that she's doing this. In the meantime, she's getting a massage. She went into like a cold bath, and Lan even went, ooh, cold bath. And then she instantly went into a hot tub. Oh, it was so great. She comes back all refreshed. She has like this glow about her. It's like almost like a young baby Jesus in a Renaissance painting. Just kind of has this aura of joy. Yeah, Maureen just needs some me time, and I think she died. She read some Danielle Steele. She likes Danielle Steele. She's embarrassed by it, but she's like, fuck it. I'm reading.
Dude, that's what the book covers look like, man. Those book covers. Not to rip the artist that did those, but like,
no, go ahead, Matthew K. Speed, I believe.
It had its time and place.
Did it though?
Well, we'll find out. We'll find out that he didn't really read the books before doing them.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Look
no,
at
this is this is this is like a triptych. Like this is the scene 1, and then scene 2, like they're half naked. Scene 3, fully naked, having a threesome.
What? Yeah.
This is just one of a triptych painting. If you don't,
That's
Ahmed always talks about having a three-way, but Loyal's never done that. Loyal's open-minded. Loyal's down to clown. All right.
Loyal knows the ways.
But
Shay over here.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I know the old tongue. All right.
Devil on Monday.
Clever.
All right. So they're about to go back into the training. He's like, all right, hey, well, Heron waiting in the rushes, baby. Let's do it. We're doing sword forms. And suddenly we just hear like, we hear drums, we hear horns of blare, we hear fiddles, we hear bagpipes, we hear trumpets, we hear flutes,
Fanfare.
we hear fanfare. And Rand and Lan are both like, yo, what's that? They look. Apparently, Lan can see better than Rand, and he's like, oh, I know what that is. You should have left a long time, boy, because here comes the Rand's like, well, what? He looks, there's all kinds of women. He's like, fuck, every one of them is an Aes Sedai. He sees all these badass dudes on horses with their badass cloaks flying in the breeze. Oh, they're all warders. Fuck. He sees a palanquin or some sort of thing, a chariot, palanquin, where we assume that the High Mama herself that is riding inside, and they are going to Faldara, where Rand and Lan are right now. Lan's like, well, you're fucked. Sorry, bro. You should have left. Really should have left. And they start climbing. Rand's like, oh, damn. And he follows them. Boys.
Is that the first joke Lan says?
Which one?
Just that right there.
You should have left.
Should have been gone a week ago.
And he knows that he says that Ingtar's with him. Lan knows Ingtar's thing or whatnot. He says, back from his hunting at last, been gone long enough. I wonder if he had any luck. But Ingtar
did Ingtar get lucky?
Did he get lucky with the next guy?
Dude, that's what makes me think it's Ingtar.
What do you mean?
Dark Friend. He was at the Dark Friend gathering, the mixer. That's what made me think about Ingtar. Because he was
maybe that's what they want you to think.
I know. Robert George. He's Robert George.
All right, well, hey, bold prediction right now. Is it Ingtar or is it not Ingtar? Bold prediction. Go. Clip.
Yeah, no one.
Hard stop.
No, it was not Ingtar. It was one of his bros, though.
All right, Todd.
There's some other disgruntled bro. Yeah.
Todd, Ingtar or not Ingtar? To Ingtar or to not Ingtar? That is the question.
I think it is Ingtar.
All right,
man.
Ingtar. That's your bold prediction.
Okay. So, we do have a little drinking game, and I know I missed one in the very beginning, but whenever Lan has a hard and unexpressionless face, or if it's described like a rock or stony or hard plains, then we have
grim.
So we do have one here. It says, the Amarillan seats come in person. Lan looked at him, his expression as hard and unreadable as a rock. So, gentlemen, quietly and by, I don't want to hear it.
Dude, I like what Lan says also when they're talking about Egwin. He has a very poetic moment. And they're talking about Egwin and and Rand is like, he's like, do you want her to travel with you, boy? You think she'll just travel, like wander the world with you? He's like, yeah, that kind of sounds good. And then Lamb's like, yeah, if you say it the right way, love is an odd thing. As odd as there is. I love that freaking line. Cheers to land, dude.
Yes.
It's like,
well, I like. He's like, what do you want that of her? Because I mean, I know a guy. I can make it happen. Or he's like, yeah, if you put it the right way, then yeah, she might. But is that respecting what she wants and all that sort of progressive.
Yeah, he's
what?
Like,
no, it's progressive. It's very progressive.
Yeah,
you were gonna say hooey.
I was gonna say flim. No,
you're gonna.
I was just kidding. No, progressive. No, encouragement and empowerment. I am pro
flim.
I am pro flim.
All right, Dana Lou likes to have different. Yeah, so Dana Lou likes it when you fight rather than fight.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, listen.
All right, so let's.
All right, Cliff.
If this piece of trash over here keeps thinking it's in-car, I'm out of here.
So
Come on! Oh no!
All right, buddy.
I'm out of here.
All right, so we hear that the Amarillan has come herself, and she has a big fanfare with her. I wonder if she traveled the whole way like that.
Oh, like are there drums playing for like
right? They're just like, all right, guys, I guess we'll start from the top again. All right, one.
Make love, not war.
He's like, come on, with me, and you, Henry, with me. We're marching, and we're on.
All right, and if they get tired, they just get an Ace and I FaceTime.
Just a quick little shiver.
Just give a little FaceTime. Ooh, does Cliff has? Oh, do you have our friend? I can't.
Anthony.
Oh, okay. Chancey says, yeah.
The Sheenaharan guy at the evil guy mixer.
Oh, I like her. I'm glad.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah, thanks.
I don't. Hot take or hot approach to reading. Like, I'm not a big predictor when I read.
Oh, you gotta be.
I know. Okay, you don't have to say that. All right, I know. Here, I have to be. But in general, I let a book kind of like wash over me, and I just read it. And I'm not like, who's this? What's that? This is a whole other type of thing.
And this is actually an entirely different way to read a book. We are asking you to just read 2 chapters and then stop. And then we're going to talk about it for 2 hours. And then you read the next 2 chapters and then stop. And then we go sometimes line by line through things. It's different than any way I've ever read a book.
Yeah.
It's more like the Kama Sutra of sex.
Wait.
Whoa.
It's like we're Sting.
There you go.
And we rarely finish, it seems.
No, we're like Sting in Dune. No.
Oh my god.
Oh no! With 2, he has a binary penis.
That's not a good movie.
Sting was great in it though.
The special.
Oh, you're not kidding. Sting was in Dune. What the fuck?
Yeah.
I thought you were making it up, but I was like, yes, ending that shit. What?
Yeah, he was in Dune. I didn't see it.
He plays the villain.
I watched.
He was
I'm a new nerd.
I know he was in The Wall, right?
Okay, guys, I feel like Dune is too nerd for me.
I think so.
Seriously?
Dune is good.
Well, I mean, we can have a whole other show about convincing Ryan to read Dune, but I feel like I fear deep down that it's. And I fear that it's just like too nerd for me. And what?
Ryan, if you like Wheel of Time, you will love Frank Herbert's Dune.
It's
trilogy.
I'm feeling like a side show is coming, a side podcast.
I think it's worth reading to compare to Wheel of Time.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
There are certain things that are similar.
I've never read Dune as well.
Uh-oh. Oh, no.
How dare you?
The way Lee was reading Dune.
2 books. I've only read the first 2. Yeah, they're fascinating.
There are more than one? They're Dunes?
Several dunes.
Dunes is really thick. The first dune is like what? It's like the Bible. What?
Are we talking about thick books?
Yeah, I know.
All right, I've been accused of liking.
Is it the Mountains of Doom?
I do like thick books. I'm sorry, I didn't want to publicly admit that.
Don't deny it.
Like your hands.
Like thick books, and you cannot lie.
Like my like my hands, thick as my hand.
Like Loyal's book in that cover.
Guys, I think we've been having a great time. This is a great show.
I think so too. So it ends at page 36. With Rand running down off the tower. They're in Faldara. It sounds like the gang's all there. Moraine, we hear, had returned from whatever her spa day. She's back. Her toes look so fucking nice. That matches her fingers.
She looks as good as a tree hugger painting.
Trina hugger. So next time we are going to be talking about chapter 2, The Welcome. The Welcome has the big whale tear sperm blobby going down. And chapter 3, Friends and Enemies, which has it's always been the whale blobby.
You just said sperm blobby.
Yeah, it's kind of a sperm, but if it's a big whale, sperm blobby. I don't know.
Is a sperm whale blobby?
You knew what I was talking about.
I just imagine I imagine like a fucking money shot. What are you talking about?
Big love, not war.
And chapter 3 is called Friends and Enemies, and it has a funky ass sword. Is there any thoughts about that sword before we get into before you read it?
What sword? What are you talking about? The little picture?
The picture, the icon, yes.
Oh, yeah.
It's on page 48 on my book.
Oh, yeah. Whoops.
I don't believe we've seen that sword before. And if we have, I didn't comment on it.
This is a new icon, yeah.
Why try not to stare?
All right, so we have the Welcome and Friends and Enemies. Do you guys have any thoughts or predictions about what these chapters may entail for our crew?
Well, I think first of all we have to be reacquainted with just the story. Like hypothetically, someone is reading this book and has not read book 1, so we have to be reminded of who everyone is, what they're doing there, kind of reminded of this is all that happened in the last 900 pages of the first book.
Or it's been a long time since the first book.
Right. And we can kind of reset. So that's, I think, what the Welcome is going to be. Okay, guys. Oh, hey, Matt, what have you been up to? You're still like a little scamp, like getting into trouble, but you're kind of grumpy now that you've got that evil dagger.
Scamp.
Okay. Okay, cool. Right on.
And what happened with that dagger? And and then Karen, you're still looking at wolves, and being a half dog boy, And
your eyes are still yellow.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, you haven't gotten that looked at yet by the doctor, And
this is
Jaundice, yeah.
Yeah, and then Rand's like, have you read Dune yet? Oh, you guys should really read Dune.
And you're like, all right, Rand, all right. Yeah.
All right, before we end the episode, we got some great questions. Where the F did Moraine go?
Did she go off hunting as well?
Was she with Ingtar? She came back basically the same time Ingtar came back.
Or is that what they want?
Objection, leading the witness. Objection. Sustained.
Oh my gosh. No, was Moraine at the Dark Friend mixer?
Or is that what they want you?
Was she?
I mean, she did arrive. She did arrive, and then she arrived, and then Ingtar arrived. You think Ingtar was gone because of the social?
Yeah. So was Moraine. What the heck? And he said sometimes she's got to go.
Robert Jordan.
Yeah, it's none of your business.
Which is funny. I thought he was talking about going to the bathroom, but
she's got to go.
Did it say where she went? Did Lan ever say
nope.
Moraine is here? He just said she has to go.
He says
initially,
your beeswax.
Initially, I thought she would just go back to Tar Valon to get the Aes Sedai over to Faldara. That's what I thought for a second. But now I'm thinking like, oh, was she at the Dark Friend Mixer? Robert Jordan got me, man. Damn, he's good.
Well, Lan was surprised to see the Emerald come. He was not expecting it. It seems.
Right.
Yeah.
He saw him and was like, "Oh boy, boy. You should have been running like a rabbit a while ago. Damn. The closest thing to pity he'd ever seen in him."
All right, actually,
He's
our
like-
friend Hey Boy Brick, he says, for the first timers, who do y'all think sent the Amerlin to Faldara?
Well, at first I thought it was Moraine. She went to Tarvalon to get the Amerlin seed to come here.
Without
Initially,
Lan?
that's what I thought. Without Lan, yeah. I know, that puzzled me too. I was like, wow, so she travels without Lan. I don't know.
I thought, it could have something to do with the queen and that like other Aes Sedai who because they had that meeting in the first book where they were interrogating him.
Elida?
He fell into the garden watching the, and that scene was like very out of place in a way. Like it didn't really advance the plot whatsoever. It just was there to
Just
set
kind of
everything up.
introduced. Yeah,
To introduce us that there's like an Aes Sedai in the queen's office and these two like daughter people who, so that's what I thought. It had something to do with that lady.
Okay.
So Elida is the one who got the Amerlin to come.
And
Elida, that's what I thought. Yeah.
And she knew that they went up to Shinar. Maybe.
That's why they all talk to each other through the they have like there's some kind of looking glass or something, right?
Oh yeah.
That's a night grapevine.
In my mind, they all have a looking glass that they can communicate through, and that's how they know what's going on. The Aes Sedai. They haven't mentioned this at all in the books. This is just in my version.
That's what I used to think. I used to think that they had like a Planeteer thing, like in the Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, like they're looking at that bubble.
That's what actually I thought the Eye of the World was. I thought it was a Planeteer, but I was wrong, kind of. So,
We're not wrong. We just have learning opportunities.
Like this artist. who never learned.
That's pretty long.
Oh, yeah,
That's pretty
Ryan.
wrong. That's pretty wrong.
Ryan, that was a great joke. I love it.
Thank you. So I've been working on some new logos. Look at this, guys. Boom. Fancy schmancy.
I like you balancing that leaf.
No, yeah. I had help with this one, right? Look at. So these might be. Would you like this on a sweater? Let us know. All right.
A sweater, a cardigan, perhaps a V-neck or a turtleneck.
I like this one. It's got the colors of our shirts.
Yeah, I want it on a Renaissance.
Ooh, that looks good. Actually, I like this shirt.
On a Renaissance. Wait, what the hell's a Renaissance shirt?
Like a peasant shirt. Right?
Like the Renaissance shirt?
Like a blousey motherfucking shirt, just blousey as fuck.
Yeah, where it's all like all tidy right here, and like
today.
And it puffs out of the sleeves.
The puffy shirt.
Pirate puppet.
All right, everyone. Yeah. So when we finally get our Patreons going, top tier will be
hopefully very soon, guys. Hopefully soon. Ryan is
Dean, I look unimpressed everywhere. Look at it. Look, yeah. I'm unimpressed.
So bored with
You're right.
Skill. He's like, yeah.
I'm like Jane's Addictions, man. Nothing shocking.
You're like
Ryan suffers from ennui.
You're like Paul George, man. Whatever tracking the music on.
Guys. These eyes are as dead as possible. I'm
these
alive.
Eyes.
I suffer. All right. Fuck! Shut up! Shut up! Guys, I suffer from ennui. Do you know what it feels like to have ennui?
Is that Bruce's son?
Is that Bruce's son?
Not a joke. That was not even a joke.
That was
It was a great joke, Rob. Your evil producer. Rob's a dark friend producer. We're the Way of the Leaf, and we're produced by a dark friend. This is amazing.
Is it irony? What is it?
Yeah, well, I mean, do leaves have iron?
I don't know.
All right, real quick. We have more of this. Hey,
Ryan, you keep saying real quick.
Cliff, pronounce this.
Pronounce this.
Whoa. Karai on Caldazor. Karai on Elefante.
Todd.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, isn't he great?
Karai an Calazor, Karai in Elisande.
Shansity.
Carai an Caldazor, carai an Elefante.
Okay, guys, do you realize he's yelling this in battle? I'm kind of a little disappointed. No one yelled. This is the battle cry. All right, go on. I know you guys are like, you want to try again? He's in battle. Matt, he's going in. Cliff.
Karai on Caldazor, Karai on Elefante.
Nothing phases Cliff. He's in
battle.
battle.
That brought a tear to my eye and made my heart leap in its chest.
In battle or in bed, Cliff sounds the same.
Wow. All right. You're right. All
right. Cliff, pronounce this.
Mordero Dagenpa. Duente Caviar.
Todd.
Pronounce this.
Mordero Dagan Pas Duente Quaviar.
All right, Chancey.
Portero da Gaimpas Duente Cubiar.
Cubiar!
In Mexico, we would get Negro Morderos.
Cliff.
Singa ma coche Singchen.
Oh, good. Yeah, Todd.
Ooh. To singa ma choshin. To singshin.
Nice. Woo! All right, Chancey, correct us.
Singa machoshi. Singshen.
Ooh.
Or Singshen. Singshen. Singa machoshi. Singshen.
Okay,
guys, I'm feeling some tension in this room, and I just wanted to fuse a little.
Oh yeah. How's everyone doing? We're almost done. Don't worry about it.
No tension.
Everyone is free to leave if they need to. No one's being held captive. All right, last two more.
We saw.
Pronounce this.
What's this?
Who, me?
Cliff. Who, me?
Machin Shin.
All right. And last one, Cliff. Pronounce this.
Oh.
Okay, hold on. Bella.
Cliff's like I'm definitely out.
Yeah, that was it. I'm out.
Bye, boys.
Oh shit! I broke Cliff. All right, let's end this episode and take a break and dive into the eye of the world.
Yes, indeed. Hey, thanks for everyone joining us. Thank you, Rob, behind the scenes. You are a fantastic Dark Friend producer. Chancey, thank you for joining us. Thank you for correcting our pronunciation and all things Wheel of Time.
Chancey, Chancey,
your coolest presence around.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Yeah, we enjoyed you, and we are glad each and every time that you grace our screen with your lovely message.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, thank you very much. You're welcome anytime.
Awesome.
Cliff and Todd, we're off to Tavern Talk, and you're welcome to join us, Shan, for sure. But we're off to Tavern Talk, and for the first time ever for you, Todd, we are not doing spoilers. We are going to recap Cliff's version of what he got from the Eye of the World, and we're going to talk a little history instead of future.
So you're going to help us interview Cliff. If you have time to stick around, you can help us.
Anytime you need a split, you may, but yeah,
I think he's got to go.
Hard out, I thought.
Yeah, I can't do it.
Okay.
I think Cliff should do this on his own.
Oh my God, you guys!
All right, I believe in Cliff.
Dude, you can do Cliff.
I think this has been awesome. You guys are wonderful. This has been fun. We all feed off of these little interactions and these predictions and stuff like Piranha and the Amazon. You throw a cow in, and we're gonna strip it to the bone in like 2 minutes flat.
Yeah. So far, you haven't really fucked. You've only kind of flirted, and you haven't fought yet. You kind of like a little pillow fight. So I think it's only gonna get better. It's only gonna get better.
It'll get so good.
Ryan is immediately pushing extremes. I enjoy your moderation, lads.
Hey, I'm the producer. We got shit. We have listeners. I want views. I'm just kidding.
So we got 2 chapters next week, guys. So Todd, once you get to reading, you filthy animal, I love you. Until next week, maybe we'll see you. Yeah, you are the best.
All right. Yes.
Thanks, my man. And happy New Year again.
All right. Yeah.
Right, Cliff. Later, man.
And then Cliff raises his book. And then we're all going to say goodbye. He picked a random book. All right, Jonathan Lethem. I love Lethem. All right. All right, so let's mic our mics, mute our mics.
Oh, we're taking a quick break before.
We're going to take a quick break.
Okay.
Yep. And then we'll be back at it with Tavern Talk.
Trouble with primitives in any art form, painting, poetry, or music, is that they come a dime a dozen. You can trip over them in the streets. Anyone can present himself as a primitive when they might be quite simply untalented, or just lazy, or money-minded, or all three at once. And this is particularly true in music because music is so evanescent and hard to judge and so abstract that all kinds of new waves and new age musics and punk minimalisms can be passed off as primitivism. Primitivism. Punk minimalism, primitivism. Music is evanescent, hard to judge. Abstract primitivism.
homunculus rex.
Running his pimp game. Running his pimp game.
everybody. Welcome to Tavern Talk. Let me get this stupid thing off. My mistake. Oh, we're going close up. Look at this. Shocking head discipline. Let me fix that. Boom. How about that? That's much better. Come on back, Cliff. Hey, everybody. It is Tavern Talk, and I am opening the tavern door. And here we go. We're gonna have just some nice background music going on. And the tavern is a dance party this time. Everybody, welcome. Cliff, I'm very happy to have you. We want to take this time to really get to know you and to get to know the perspective that you are bringing to the book. As a writer yourself, I'm excited to hear your thoughts not only about the progression of the narrative, but how you feel the narrative is being developed, the tactics Robert Jordan is using, the prose, kind of your analysis of it as a writer. But also I want to get your experience of it as, as a reader. What was it like for you? And so we'll get into all that, and then we want to dive into your predictions, and we will take questions from the chats. I believe Dan is in a frozen state over there. Oh, there he is. He woke up.
Just listening.
Awesome. All right, everybody.
Well, before we start that, Ryan, let me jump into our five quick questions. So for everyone that jumped in first time, I asked them 5 somewhat Wheel of Time related questions about your own life experiences. So are you ready for the rapid fire?
And
Cliff, have you ever seen a proper palace?
No, I don't think I have.
Follow-up question, have you seen an improper palace?
I mean, I've seen some pretty impressive homes,
palatial homes.
Palatial even. But I wouldn't say I've seen a proper palace.
A palace, I guess, is where royal people live, at least part of the time. Okay.
No, I've only seen hovels and
have you ever visited another country?
I have, yes.
Okay.
Have you ever been married in another country and made all your friends who can't afford to not come to that other country not be able to go to your wedding?
That's exactly right. Yes.
All right.
I was married in France, so as to weed out the
plebes.
The
cloth and plebes.
Yeah, that was. But you're right. It was a strategic move to not pressure people, because going to a wedding, I mean, who wants to do that?
Amazing. All right, go on, Dan.
Have you ever eaten anything you would call a honey cake?
A honey cake?
And it could be euphemistically.
Oh, hey.
I suppose I have had a honey cake.
Okay.
All right. Cool. Do you still have her number?
Come on. Have you ever seen an actual thatched roof?
Have I seen a thatched roof?
Or have you thatched an actual roof?
I mean, I don't think maybe I have. I don't recall having seen a thatched roof, and nor have I thatched a roof.
Okay. And final question. You can have beers for an hour with one of 2 men, Lan or Tam Althor. Who do you choose?
Tam.
Or Tom Maryland.
Probably Tom Maryland.
All right, Tom over Tam.
I'm a Tom man.
You'd get a free show. He tells good stories. He's been around.
Yeah, I mean, you never really know what's going on with him now, right?
Is Tom dead?
No.
Okay. Bold prediction. Tom is not dead.
I have to be honest here. I accidentally saw that he was alive in the middle of the book.
Okay, no sweat. No sweat.
Oh, I love your opaqueness.
Okay, so is Maureen a good guy or a bad guy?
This is an interesting one. I'm gonna say I think she's good, but she's willing to do bad in order to have an end justify the means kind of thing.
She's
Does
like
that make you?
lawful chaotic.
Does that somehow make you bad then?
Well, I think Well, I mean,
the white cloaks do that too, right? That's a great way to describe the white.
That's
cloaks.
another question. Are the white cloaks good guys or bad guys?
Well, let's not muddy the waters.
Okay, no, but
Yeah,
I mean,
well-
if we're offering comparisons.
I think she's good. I guess we'll put
Okay.
it that way. But you know, she might do things that are questionable once in a while to continue to keep the good at the forefront of her.
Does her sense of good always dictate what's best for the boys, do you think?
I think that. Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think that her sense of the good is at the top, and if the boys have to be like used in a certain way, then so be it.
Okay. Right on.
Yeah,
right
I
on.
mean, she basically at the end of the book says to Rand, like, I gave you this token, and you should basically have done what I wanted you to do, but you resisted.
Yeah,
which is an admittance that I was shocked that she would have put out there, because that shows that she has been trying to manipulate them without their knowledge. And for her to admit that, I thought was really interesting.
Yeah.
Do you think that the Two Rivers is a cool place to live and grow up in?
Yeah, I do. I mean, the Two Rivers is like the Shire, right? It's idyllic.
Is there a woman with a braid like in a switch running around hitting you in the Shire?
Objection, leading the witness.
You're right.
I mean, I think it's a nice enough place, but obviously, like, there's more out there. Like, would I want to live there? No. But would I want to, like, raise my family there when I'm, like, 90? Yeah, I would.
You're gonna have kids when you're 90?
Yeah. That's pretty. What are you?
That's
What are you,
pretty
Tony Randall over here?
Yeah. I'm a George Burns. I'm George Burns up in here.
Yeah.
You really only want to enjoy them for the age 0 to 3 and then die.
Exactly.
After that, it's all downhill anyways. Fuck it.
And be unable to help whatsoever.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's disciplinary issues like school board meetings. Nope. I'm
Nothing.
dead.
Like, I'm 97 years old. I can't do shit.
Do you have any thoughts about the ways?
I mean, I don't really understand them completely. I mean, what's interesting is that apparently there are multiple dimensions, is how I read it. You know, that there's this dimension, but you can go into another dimension, and that's where things happen, and you can use this like magical source or whatever. So I'm not quite sure. Like, the end portion, not that it lost me, because I get the overall events of what happened, but some of the details I was just like, what the hell is going on here? Like, this is very, because, you know, the majority of the story is very much taking place in the physical kind of normal world. Like, there's really not a whole lot of magic and like crazy stuff until like page like 730 or something. Then it gets pretty trippy. So
yeah, he goes up the stairway to heaven.
Yeah,
he goes into a room and kind of cuts that guy's cord, and he comes to, and he's in the exact spot where he was.
Yeah,
right on the edge of the cliff. Do you think that he actually went somewhere, or do you think that like he didn't?
I mean, the way I thought it, he like like astral projected almost kind of thing. Like I think he was just there physically, and he was able to transport some other way. I mean, didn't he also like find himself on the battlefield for a second? In wherever that was, Shamire or whatever.
Shinair, at Tarwin's Gap, where they were going and doing like their last stand, more or less, against these hordes of Trollocs and Myrdral.
And then the didn't the soldiers, like, they said, "Oh, we saw him," or "We saw a guy appear on the battlefield." Didn't someone?
Yes. Yes. So do you think he actually went there?
I don't know. I mean, I kind of, the way I read it, who knows, is that he like astral projected in some way. So his physical body may have stayed in one place, and he could travel through, you know, space-time or something, through the one source or the true source or whatever. And
Okay. Interesting.
Huh. Right on. So let's. What were your thoughts about the Eye of the World itself? We saw that it was something that was based on need. It was something that had a guardian of some sort in the Green Man.
Mm-hmm.
It was never in the same place twice.
Yeah. It was another thing that. Yeah, that's section 2 was a bit hard to figure out. Well, first of all, "The Eyes of the World" is a great Full Dead song.
Okay.
And one of their best improv, like, jam songs. And I couldn't help but every time I read that phrase, think of the song. So that threw me almost every time.
All right, so if you pick that guitar up right now behind you, would you be able to play us that song?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I'll be Phil Lesh.
I heard Phil Lesh had a full stack for every bass string.
That's exactly, yes, correct.
What a dick.
If you look at the pictures of the wall of sound, it's like crazy. Anyway.
All right, Village Mattress is agreeing that's a very great Grateful Dead song. Again, Village Mattress has attended 13 Grateful Dead concerts. If that matters to you, you should support him by buying a mattress or sofa.
He was going to go to 14th, but 13 was just so cool. He said, you know what, I'm keeping it at 13, man.
Devil's number.
Yeah, the Eye of the World, was it created by Aes Sedai, the male guys, or like, I didn't quite get where it came. What was it? And now it's gone?
It was created with all female and male. They formed together. They all died in the process of making this thing. But it was untainted Sidene.
Right, with like power, yeah.
Yes. Yeah. But it turns out it was also a pretty cool locker.
Because that's where they kept all those little magic items, like the banner and the horn, and right, it was in there.
And the broken seal.
Which, the unbreakable broken seal.
Correct, right. Which is one of the dark one seals.
Yeah, out of 7, right? It was 1 out of 7, something like that.
Correct. Yes. Yeah. Well, you picked up on a lot. But what do you think? Give me your prediction as far as like Matt. Matt, as we see him right now, he's like kind of tainted with the dagger. He's he got kind of healed, but cannot be separated. Yeah, talk to me about Matt a little bit.
Well, Matt was the most annoying character for me.
Thank you, Dana. Yeah.
He was annoying. I mean, he's playing pranks on people. They're on this dangerous journey. He's pulling barrels down and getting into trouble and
fucking with white cloaks. He's all, watch this, Rand. This is gonna be hilarious.
Yeah, watch this. I'm gonna go fuck with these guys who are like
these armed dudes,
who are psychopath like fascists.
Yep.
I mean, if anyone is going to turn bad, it's him, in my opinion.
Okay.
He's tainted. You know, he's sort of like I could even see a version where he becomes sort of like a Gollum type of character, where he's, you know, he goes that far even, which would be tragic, but you know, that could be his arc, and then they have to save him. Maybe
What do you mean? What do you mean by Golem character? Tell me more about that.
Like how Gollum is like this. You know, he started out as an average dude, and he is just he's been completely destroyed by like greed or the dark kind of. I mean, he's an addict too. Gollum is, you know, and you know, he'll do anything for the ring. Right.
Okay.
Yeah, and so, like, I feel like maybe now that Matt has gotten a taste of like that Shadar Logoth place, that, you know, exactly, my precious dagger. Like maybe he won't be able to really get clean, and he'll be kind of fucked up forever, and he might become a bad guy. He might become a dark friend. You know, he's the only one who would have stolen the dagger in the first place. I mean, what an idiot.
Right. Yeah, you couldn't see Rand or Perrin ever doing that dumb stuff.
No, and I wonder.
But we do I do want to remind you that Min had predicted Red Ruby Dagger prior to it.
Yeah.
And he heard that.
Oh, so maybe she like implanted it, or like not implanted it, but like when you say something, it's like a suggestion and then a self-fulfilling prophecy kind of thing.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah. Poor Matt. I mean, if that's the case, if Min sees it beforehand, then he has no choice. He's gonna get this dagger then, right?
That's right.
Can he change his mind and suddenly the dagger goes away? We're not sure. We don't know enough about Min, really.
That's right. Well, and also, like, I guess I don't know. I didn't really pick up on anything like this, but it could be that, you know, you can't really. Maybe he stole the dagger, but he couldn't not steal the dagger. Like, once you're in there, you're gonna steal the dagger, but it's really anyone would do that.
Right. What was your favorite scene cinematically? How it was written and how you can imagine it being played out on a screen. What was your favorite scene in The Eye of the World?
You know, I gotta say, let's see. I'm just scanning the chapters real quick.
So we have them in the field. They have the Battle of the Trollocs. They leave. They go to Barrelon. There's Moiraine makes the fog.
I think
Drakkar's chasing them.
I think when they were crossing they were on that like ferry, and then you know, they're like going across, and that was good. I mean, honestly, beyond that, I think even the earlier scene when Tam or when Rand like goes back to the house, to the like barn or whatever, when Tam is like in the forest and he goes through, and then he fights the like Trolloc.
Narg.
Yeah, exactly. And like Narg is like, oh, this guy, you gotta. He like for a moment he thinks he's like a good guy, like he's a nice Trolloc for a second.
Yeah.
Like, I thought that was a really great scene. I think like plot-wise, the opening like first like maybe 200 pages were fantastic. Like they moved really well, and like it was just perfect. And then it kind of there was so much going on. Then towards the end, it picked up again, at least plot-wise, like cinematically wise.
There's our Narg.
Aw, he's kind of cute.
Aw. Narg's smart. Narg has like 2 doctorates. He's a civil engineer. Yeah, Narg's super smart.
Yeah. I thought too when they were jumping on the other ship, that like pirate dude ship, and like the one pirate sailor guy, he like jumps on his like head, and that guy's Matt. You know, the portion on that ship was pretty good too, I thought.
Right on. Yeah. So this show can be just scene after scene after scene of just tension. They're running from just evil itself.
Yeah, I mean, too. Now that I'm thinking of it, the wolves were cool. Like they could do some cool stuff cinematically, like visually with Perrin getting like visions of like being a wolf. Like the kind of Evil Dead like stuff where they're running through and then cutting to him and he's like and like then he realizes he can communicate with the wolves.
And Elias is a cool character. What were your thoughts on him?
Love him.
Yeah.
And like
it's good.
What's frustrating, kind of frustrating about these kind of books, but it's like part of this genre, is how you're introduced to so many different, little realms and different characters that you may or may not like. And you may be like, oh, I want them to stay in this setting for longer, but they're inevitably going to like leave. Or like, oh, I don't really care for these characters, but now I'm stuck with them for a while. It works both ways. Right. Obviously, the traveling people were great. When Elias like showed up and took them to hang with the Tinkers, like that was.
That's
cool
That's where we got the name of the show. Is The Way of the Leaf.
Yep.
From the traveling book. Yeah.
So, what do you think about representing that? What do you think about that whole philosophy and that whole their whole mission statement?
It's interesting. I mean, the way that they. I wonder how it's going to play out, because it was sort of like, I feel like that was something that he wanted to work into the like world, just as an idea, and I don't quite like get it in a way, because like weren't they having a debate like what would you do if someone's killing you? And he's just like, I would just let him kill me and feel bad that he's the one doing some killing.
Right.
Yeah, that was Perrin, right? Yeah.
What Perrin was talking
Perrin was baffled.
Yeah, Perrin was like talking with the head dude, or was it that like
the Tinks?
Yeah, Perrin was sort of like debating that with that guy who had the hots for Egwene, I think. So I'm wondering if it's going to play out more, like if they're going to have a different role than just that they're out there and they kind of come and go, and there are these like tinker people out there. Yeah, I feel like that was an idea he wanted to have in there, that this is a whole like side group of people who live in this way, and that's it. Like, I don't quite see how it fits. I have no prediction yet, but I'm curious to see how it threads through, because clearly they spent, it was like, 50 or 100 pages where they were like with them. So
So we hear other countries. We hear Ilion, we hear Tyr, we hear Kandor, Carnahane, Carhine, Garhard. It's a good jacket. Any thoughts on just what the world, just the world itself, I guess?
I mean, my major thoughts are that it's impressive as hell. Just the conception of it as a contiguous like world that makes sense. It feels like a world. Yeah. Which isn't it's not a very like profound like observation, but like when you look at this, and you're like, what the hell? And you like look at it and it's page 1 or whatever, and you're like, whoa. And then you start reading it, and then I can imagine where they are now. You really get the way it all works together, which is super impressive. Like, that's awesome.
As a writing feat, right?
Correct. And how you can really visualize the place as a real. It has a physicality to it, and like, I'm not always a huge fan of so much detail in writing, where it's like, and the clock struck 1:52 p.m. and it was 47 degrees, and his hair had one string coming down. It's like, when it's that like granular, I kind of don't like it a lot of times, but for this, it works really well. because so much of it is about being able to know where they are and where they're going, and it's such a journey that I wasn't quite like slogging through the details as much as I normally would. I was like, okay, I'm seeing it. I'm watching this all be painted in front of me.
Yep. And
Nice.
that's
Nice.
pretty much what Todd came in, emphasizing. He loved himself. He was very much talking about the cinematic nature of it, how he thought it was going to translate pretty easily to the screen. He thought like basically Robert Jordan just did the job for the screenwriters of the show with all of his details, and Dan broke his neck with my amazing points.
I'm just like I'm trying to read the ceiling.
No, I understand, but yeah, like so you found it to be effective as a writer.
Yeah, I mean, for what he's trying to do, yes. Like, I actually do not envy the like screenwriters of it, because how do you translate like 4 million pages or whatever? How many pages is it? Like 12,000 pages or something?
No, so I think 4 million is right.
Okay, so how do you translate millions of pages into a 10-episode?
I think it's 4 million words. I don't know if it's 4 million pages.
Whatever.
Well, it's okay if there's 14 books and they're each 800 pages.
I guarantee you, someone in chat right knows, right? Yeah, so it's like 5 million words. Village Mattress, who did attend 13 Dead shows, so we could take everything he says with a grain of salt.
So our friend Lauren from Unraveling Your Pattern had done the equation to what this book series is equating to. So if you were to take the King James Bible, you were to take Tolkien, everything that he wrote. If you were to take George R.R. Martin, everything that he wrote within the game, Song of Ice and Fire, War and Peace, and something else, and this series has more words than all of them put together.
That's right. And so the challenge is like, how do you structurally make that into a TV show? I'm curious to see that, because it could be a big mess trying to capture too much. It could be that they're combining a lot of things together to condense it properly, and so on. But yeah, obviously the book is very, very visual, and it's not internal really all that much. There's some like internal monologues and things like that, but not a whole lot. So that, which is good. Like when you have all these like thoughts going on and internal like machinations of thought, that's when it gets tricky with books and with translating into a visual medium. So I mean, yeah, I'm excited.
So what do you have any thoughts or predictions as far as Perrin's arc?
Perrin's arc, I'm not sure. I mean, I think he's a good guy. I don't think he's going to become bad or evil or anything like that. I think he will. I hope he embraces his wolfy nature a little bit more, because he's like trying to deny that, and that's like a shame.
Well, he did kill 2 white cloaks.
Yeah, he did. he kind of is having some PTSD, I feel, from that. I'm not really sure, because I mean, I imagine that they're going to get separated again and go off on their own like side journeys and then reconvene in the end. I'm just guessing that's like going to be the structure throughout the different books. That's just kind of typical, not in a bad way, just as a trope, So I'm wondering if he'll reconnect with Elias. It's possible. And I'm wondering, I hope that we find out more about like what is behind the whole wolf thing, because that seemed like a little random. Like all of a sudden now he's like talking to wolves and has the yellow eyes, but they're all changing. The 3 main characters are, and even Egwene too, and Nynaeve. They're all kind of like at a crossroads right now. They're all like changing. There's going to be lives are going off in a different direction. So,
well, the Green Man did identify Perrin as Wolf Brother. He said Wolf
That's right.
Brother.
That's right.
Yeah. I wonder if he would have done it if he didn't have blatantly glowing yellow eyes. If he just had his normal eyes, would he still call him Wolf Brother? And Perrin's like, what are you even talking about?
That's
actually, if you have a quick second, where do you think this wolf power came from? Do you think that it was going to always happen for him? If he was just a blacksmith, was his eyes going to turn yellow?
I mean, I guess so. I suppose. I don't know. I mean, I can't recall it like anything happening particularly that like triggered it. It was just like but I guess if there's a pattern, according
he got to Elias, and Elias is like, they say you're one of them.
That's
they say
right.
You can do it, and then like just within like 2 weeks, his eyes started turning yellow or something. I don't know.
Right. I mean, I guess it always would have happened.
Yeah. Okay. Right on.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you wanted to bring up as far as this book here for Tavern Talk?
Well, Cliff, what characters do you relate to the most?
Hold on. Let's see here. I'm just answering something. Hold out.
His
The characters are. I got some fans I got to respond to.
His fans only account. He's like, I'll be there in a minute.
Exactly. I'm like, I'll get on cam.
We don't. Wait, I thought you've been naked underneath, and you've had the cam going the whole time.
Well, I do have a camera on the under the bottom of my chair.
That's
right.
Don't we all? The creepy grind cam.
Well, that's for my doctor.
Okay.
As far as favorite characters, I mean, I liked when we were following Perrin and Egwene. Like their dynamic, I thought was cool. It kind of took me by surprise when you found out that Nynaeve was in love with Lan. But then I put it together. I was like, okay, that's why she was kind of checking him out all the time and trying to see if she could sneak up on him and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's how I always want to start my love affairs.
Yeah,
can I sneak up on them?
That's how I know my
it really
wife.
works as a man. As a man, this really works.
Yeah, it needs to. Yeah, especially in the progressive times we're in now too. It's especially.
I'm hiding in bushes. It works. It really works.
You peek out of a bush and just you up.
Sup.
You up?
Also, I will say that Rand, I think, is a good. He's kind of like a stereotypical, maybe not stereotypical, but what's the word I'm looking for? A prototypical kind of protagonist of a story like this. But he works as one, and the fact that you're worried, what does that mean that he's the dragon is cool. Like kind of what I was saying earlier, you want him to be okay. You want it to work out. You're also wondering, where did he come from? Is he from the Isle Waste or whatever? Didn't someone allude to that at one point, that maybe you're one of those guys?
Yes.
And how did Tam get him? And I mean, obviously, he was found in a battlefield somewhere or something, because he had that. Whatever that in the beginning when Tam was dying,
the fever dream,
the fever dream where he said whatever he said. He goes, "Oh, we found you. You were on the ground, and your mother, and whatever, all that stuff." So
in the mountains, he was in the mountains. He had climbed away to get away from the heat of battle. He said it was too hot, so he went up to the mountains. And he found someone who had just was stung or just died, and there was the baby there. The wind had blown off the cloak. Yeah, all this stuff. Yeah, for sure.
So, I mean, I'm curious about all of the characters. I like all the characters. You know, I really like. I read. I don't know if you guys read like the Game of Thrones series, but
Yes.
that book, I read I think 2 of them, and each chapter is a different character, right? And there's many characters, and when you're stuck with a character that you don't really like or don't care about for 20 pages or something, it's irritating, you know? And then you're like, oh, I got to get through 2 or 3 more chapters to get back to whatever character I like again.
Like Sansa again.
Exactly. In this book, I didn't really feel that way. Like I was pretty much interested in each of the storylines. I was kind of like, okay, let's see what's happening here. Let's go. You know, it was each character had a good through line, and it was, you know, I'm interested to see where it goes. You know,
for sure. All right, so is there a favorite moment? Just not cinematically, just like maybe even emotionally.
I mean, the moment where Nynaeve like told Lan like she loved him or whatever, that bit at the end, and he like just said, you know, I can't, whatever, the way he kind of like blew her off, but he was still respectful in a way. Like I like that. The bit at the end too, where it explained where Lan like came from, basically his backstory, I thought was cool. And like, by the way, that's like one of the things in this genre that also sometimes can frustrate me when they go on a long, like 20 page. It's a long like thing all about the history of something.
Expository passages, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Exactly, which are like you're like
info dumps. Yeah, we've called them out a couple times.
Well, yeah. Prologue.
The prologue is just like a crazy info dump.
Yeah, and like, you know, and it's like back in the day, this happened, and there's all these different names, and you don't like know what, you know. But I will say that at the end of the one about Lan, I appreciated understanding like his history, which was cool, and it's clearly a reference, I think, to like the Lord of the Rings guy, Aragorn, right? He's like the king who's like
the Lost King like, or whatever. Yeah,
he's a Strider guy out there, like, you know, who's also a king. But yeah, and obviously the very, very end, the last like paragraph of the book was great.
Where, with Nynaeve, I'm sorry, with Moraine eavesdropping.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, he's the dragon reborn, and like I kind of expected that. Like I wasn't shocked. Like I didn't go, oh my god. But when the way it read was very satisfying.
Really, yeah. It's still like everything has a question mark added to it.
Exactly.
Everything is like questionable. Everything is like, is he faking us out? Is he like faking the fake? Right? Is he like, has he been doing the spin move a couple times just to make you know that, oh, you think you're gonna get the spin move, but he's actually getting a hurdle? You never know.
Yeah.
Hey, I got a question. So, what question do you hope you get answered as we move forward?
I think how Rand is the dragon is the big question. Like, how is that possible? And like, what does that mean? And I guess furthermore, like, does that mean he's gonna go insane and like explode and, you know, destroy everything?
That is what we hear the danger is of being a male channeler is.
Yeah, Mad Rand. Yep.
You know, that I think is the big one.
And even in this first chapter that we read, he said, I've never tried to channel once. I don't want to do it, but it just happens.
Yeah. And
just like having like an erection when you're giving a speech in front of class in junior high.
Math class. It was always math class. Math helps.
You know, this is all those angles. That happened to me at my bar mitzvah, and I'm not even kidding.
But no one noticed, right?
No. I had the Torah sitting on my lap, and I'm not kidding.
Yeah, no, I
You're
believe you.
holding
That's
it.
amazing.
Yeah.
Were you like wearing a new cloth that you never worn before? You're like, ooh, what is going on?
It was very, it was very. It was
No,
a
it's
little
just a
abrasive.
heavy book leaning on your lap, right?
I think like that is the most
Rough.
amazing story. Like the Torah got you hard on your bar mitzvah. We can just end with that if you want to. Clef, you've been amazing. Thank you so much for joining us.
Cliff.
We
Yes.
can't wait to get to
Amen.
know you more and more and more and more and more. I think what you bring to the show is going to be invaluable, and I can't wait to hear. the
So you
feedback
are
we-
willing to read this book in increments, weekly increments, yes?
Here's my question to you guys.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
Just as because I love reading, you know, and like I read every, before bed, in the morning, whatever. Like, are you guys reading when you do this? Are you reading another book, like, as your daily reader? Because like I could read 2 chapters of this in like an hour, So
Yeah.
what's the strategy here? Like, I'm going to be jonesing for like reading,
I would say pick up a Vonnegut. Pick up.
Yeah. I would go into a Russian author phase.
Well,
I'm a big
last
fan of Nabokov.
last
Bulgakov.
summer, last summer,
Suck my
I
cov.
did read this last summer,
Right, there you go.
and it was my brother we were going to read it together and like do kind of this, and he just read like 20 pages and just never picked it up again. I was like, what the fuck? Now I have to read like the most depressing book of all time alone.
I mean, you're not. Hey, I only read now for to make content. So if we're gonna do like convince Ryan to do Dune, let's do that. I'll read some fucking Dune. But all right, no.
So I read this. I read with a highlighter, and I'm making notes. I'm doing things. I'm figuring out stuff that we're going to talk about as I'm reading.
Yeah,
I know.
And it is a reread for me, so I do know. I know what happens.
I read Bernie Sanders journals.
I
read.
80% of the.
That's why I read to go to bed. I
Oh my
think there's
God.
nothing more soothing than a Bernie Sanders like intimate journal.
I was
Dear
dreaming
Martha.
about.
I was
Dear
gonna say,
Martha.
here we go. 1, 2, 3. Give me a journal excerpt, Brother Dan.
Dear Martha, I'm having trouble sleeping at the Capitol without you next to me. It reminds me of when I had my bar mitzvah, when I had my Torah on my lap, and I had that huge erection. This is the exact same thing, Martha. I want you to be my Torah. I want you to sit on top of my erection.
All right.
Thank you.
All right,
Bernie
now-
Sanders
I got it
love
down.
notes. That might be a reoccurring segment. Is Bernie Sanders love notes?
I mean, that was his journal. The journal could be anything. Bernie Sanders' journal could be anything.
All right,
Oh
let's
my
start.
God!
Let's
All
go to
right.
page. Oh, here's the sad one. All right, ready? Today, June 14th, I went to the store. They were out of Werther's. I got peppermints instead, but I was not satisfied.
That is sad. That is sad.
Are we gonna do a
guys.
All right. Next episode, we'll do Bernie Sanders reads William Carlos Williams poems.
The red wheelbarrow.
All right, Cliff.
Thank you, Cliff. You're the best, man.
Thanks,
We love
guys.
you guys.
Bye.
See you next
Bye,
Thursday.
everyone. Yeah, thanks, everyone.